You're watching ICENET, independently covering New York Islanders hockey past and present, bringing you the tradition and nostalgia you know and love with a modern feel. This is where Islanders tradition and pride are always our number one. Built by passion for the orange and blue. Isles coverage. Taking a step into the future by reaching into the past. ICENET. Dynasties live here.
On CBC, Hockey Night in Canada, brought to you by Molson, brewers of Molson Export. It keeps on tasting great. Canadian General Electric.
We bring good things to life.
Canadian Tire, where you'll find a lot more than tires. And by Ford of Canada. At Ford, quality is job one, right down the line.
This is Vancouver, where taking pictures of hockey players usually ends in April. Not this year. Stanley Cup fever is alive and well in the Coliseum in May. But in Game 3 of the final, not even the white towel can help the Canucks against the Islanders. It would be a battle of the goaltenders. Vancouver's King Richard Brodeur. At the other end, one of the most consistent in the NHL, and certainly in the playoffs, Billy Smith. Smith was tested early in the first, stopping Vancouver's Irvin and Stan Smith. Brodeur responded by shutting down two of the best, Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier. Smith again, and again he frustrates the big Czech Halinka and Smith. Brodeur keeps Vancouver in the game with another great save, stopping John Tonelli. Brodeur makes a rare mistake. Sutter gets a puck, passes to Clark Gillies, and the Islanders are on their way to a 3-0 win. Does the search for the cup end tonight, or move back to Uniondale? Deciding the question, the players.
We're very confident tonight. We were tired the other night, and we're going to beat the Islanders tonight. There's just too much gone into this season to blow it for us, Jake.
Well, tonight we've gained the opportunity to win the Stanley Cup in the fourth game of the finals by winning the first 3 games. And sweeping the series tonight is not the most important thing. The fact is that this is our first opportunity in this series to win the Stanley Cup. We will have more opportunities as we go down the road if we don't win tonight. But the important thing to us is that we fear Game 4 as we have every other game. We want the Cup. The opportunity is here, the first one. We'd like to have it right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Armitage with a welcome to Stanley Cup 82 on Hockey Night in Canada. The New York Islanders, with a 3-0 lead in the best-of-7 Stanley Cup final, are on the brink of making league history. A victory tonight, and they can clinch the Cup. Their third straight, and the first U.S. team to pull that off. The Vancouver Canucks have been making club history since they got by the opening round. And I imagine the feeling right now in that dressing room is that they will prolong the series. Working with me on our telecast tonight and providing the play-by-play will be Jim Robson. Working with Jim and providing the color commentary, Howie Meeker and Gary Dornehieffer. So, the long season in the NHL. Does it end tonight, or do we go back to Uniondale for Game 5 on Tuesday? Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage on CBC will return in just a moment.
Here's a confidence in quality offer to turn the import world upside down. It's on the new size Ford Ranger. Ranger offers a 2-year comprehensive warranty and 2-year scheduled maintenance at no extra cost, and a $300 cash rebate, plus features to turn the imports right around. Ranger has a double wall box, the imports don't, and tough twin I-beam suspension. Ranger will turn the import world upside down. See it at Ford and Mercury dealers. Built Ford tough. Ford Ranger.
Dad, save some flashes for after the game.
Oh, don't worry. I just put Energizers in here.
Of all leading brands, nothing outlasts the Energizer from Everready. Nothing outsnaps it. Nothing outadds, outwalks, outplays, outtapes, outshines, outlasts it. Nothing.
Wow, I'm ready for the next game.
So are these Energizers.
The Energizers. Energizers. For life.
Long life.
Energize me.
Canada. It's ours.
Well, they're going wild in Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. They want to see the Stanley Cup final at least go back to Uniondale for Game 5. Howie Meeker, you were with the Toronto Maple Leafs when you won 4 Stanley Cups. Was your team ever in a situation you had to come back from a 3-0 deficit?
Yes, Jim, in the last year that I played in the early 50s, we were down to Detroit 3 games to nothing. 4th game in Toronto, we got that first goal, never able to get the second one. Then Howe, Lindsay, Kelly, Goldham, and Sacha took over, and hey, we lost it. Tonight, Canucks have to get the first 2 goals.
Here's Richard Loney with O Canada.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Star-Spangled Banner, then O Canada. And there are the Vancouver fans. And now look at the officials working this fourth game of the Stanley Cup Final. Wally Harris, the referee, his 15th year as an NHL referee. John D'Amico, the linesman, is working in his 19th year. And the other linesman you see in the picture there is Jerry Gauthier, who's in his 11th year as an NHL linesman. Billy Smith, and has he been great in the playoffs? He's already won 14 games, which equals the Stanley Cup record for a single season. And Richard Brodeur, who's been the big story with the Vancouver Canucks, the main reason they've made it to the Stanley Cup Final. His average in this series, nothing like it's been through the playoffs, though. Coming into the game tonight, his playoff average is 2.68. The Canucks in the home yellow with black and red. The Islanders in the blue uniform trimmed in orange and white as Berdeen tried to center the puck. Williams going in after it. Battle for the puck along the boards in the Islander zone. Potvin battling with Moline. Tiger Williams gets the puck to the point. Lars Lindgren shot. Moline just failed to tip it in front. Williams centering it. Berdeen from the boards. Watched by Morrow. Puck centered, went off of Potvin. Lars Moline centering it. Williams couldn't get his stick on it. Moline battling with Trottier. Still in the Islander zone. Smith covers it up to stop the play. Gary?
Well, that's exactly the type of start that the Vancouver Canucks need. One thing, they have to have a little confidence in themselves, and by forcing the action with Tiger Williams and company, they've established the fact that, look, we're going to be in this game right from the opening faceoff.
I think the amazing part of it is that Tiger Williams is playing center against Trottier, and I'll tell you, the two of them went at each other pretty doggone good in the corner and right from the faceoff. Tremendous pressure by Vancouver. And Gary, as you said, if they're going to get anywhere tonight, they particularly need that first goal. They have to apply the pressure. They have to keep the Islanders in their own zone as long as possible, and that, gentlemen, at times is a very, very tough job.
Now, one thing with Trottier taking a lot of face-offs, as he did the last game, especially in the third period, took every one of them, gives the Islanders immediate control in their own zone, which is so very important.
This face-off between Trottier and Holinka. Vancouver started with a line of Williams, Berdeen, and Moline, which hasn't played together in the series. Smith at the left point. Billy Smith controlling it back of the net. Field goes in to throw a check. Kurt Graves centering the puck. A weak shot is stopped. Trottier brought in by Brent Sutter. Moving it on steps and picking up. Gilly throws a check on Howard. Stan Smeel took a bump on the boards. A shot by Potvin, blocked in front. Brent Sutter shoots, net blocked. Holinka goes to the puck. Holinka, Fraser, and Smeel coming out. Fraser brings it in. Smeel shoots. Smith save on Stan Smeel. Howard kept it in. Ken Morrow controls for the Islanders. A minute and 40 seconds gone. First period, no score. Morrow shoots. Brodeur makes his first save. Doug Howard with the puck. Kurt Fraser. His pass picked off by Trottier. Slowed up by Smith. Howard and Trottier going after the puck. Howard put it off the boards. Bounces in front, controlled by Ivan Bolderev. To Jim Nill. Coming in on Langevin and Pearson. Nill is decked by Langevin after the save was made by Smith. Colin Campbell shot wide of the net. Langevin to Bourne. Tipped away. Jim Nill. Smith made the save. Bodies flying all over the place as Nill collided with Stephen Pearson. Frantic start to Game 4 in the Stanley Cup Final. And Vancouver wants to keep it alive. Bolderev to Rhoda to Lindgren. Stephen Pearson checking Lindgren. Mike Bossy gets the puck to Bob Ford. This is Butch Goring in on Campbell. Goring making moves. Puck swept away by Ron Delore. Campbell's going to get a penalty for hauling down Butch Goring. Colin Campbell will go to the penalty box. From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, this is Stanley Cup 82 on CBC.
The following performance is brought to you by the Champion Spark Plug Company. We're starting the 1982 performance season with over 197 Formula One Grand Prix victories, domination of international motorcycle championships, worldwide use by major professional racing teams, not to mention surer starts, better mileage, and smooth, dependable performance. Next tune-up, insist on Champion Spark Plugs. Champion wins the world over.
Well, the very frustrating part about this play is that Goring was by himself. The Canucks had 3 players back. Campbell ends up with a hooking penalty. So, a power play, and we know how devastating the Islanders can be via the power play.
In this series, they have 6 power play goals in 14 opportunities. No score. 2:29, the time of Campbell's penalty. Center's waved out, so Tonelli and Moline will face off. Tonelli won the draw. Hot man for Bob Nystrom. Passed by Lars Lindgren. Nystrom pass along the boards. Tonelli controlling the puck. Nystrom and Lindgren battling for it. Goring checked by Smith. Moline with the puck. Got it to the line and out. Picked up by Jerry Minor. Minor ragging the puck. Takes it in. Turned around. Butch Goring takes over. The Islander power play. Goring, Tonelli, Nystrom. And on the point, they have McEwen and Putman, and here they come. Butch Goring with the puck. Tipped off Lindgren. Tonelli working to get to that puck. Butch Goring out of the corner. Putman. Shot. Brodeur makes the stop. Jerry Minor trying to clear the puck. Having difficulty. Can't get it out. Putman to McEwen. He shoots. Stopped by Brodeur. Minor, Moline, Smith, and Lindgren are killing the penalty.
Now Brodeur has to come up with another great performance like he did the last game, and he's right on target. 2 key saves in his power play.
Well, to date, Steps and Lindgren certainly have cleared the alley in front of the goal so he can see the shot.
Mike Bossy, always dangerous. 15 goals in the playoffs. Bossy into the slot. Shot deflects wide. Trottier from the corner. 36 seconds left in Campbell's penalty. Pearson hauled the puck outside the line. It's offside.
Now, what's very evident, Howie, is that the Islanders are not getting the chance to really set up and the time to make that good shot. The Canucks are all over them, forcing the shot in some areas where they probably would never score.
Well, certainly Potvin and Bossy are trying to work that 2-on-1 play to nil, but what's happened is Gradin's coming across in front and picking off Bossy. Here's in front of the play in front of the net, and it's one of the reasons why Brodeur has made 3 pretty good saves on shots from well out. If he can see it, normally he will stop.
We played 3 minutes, 55 seconds in the first period, no score. Islanders 1 win away from a Stanley Cup. Still on a power play for another 34 seconds. Time left in Campbell's hooking penalty.
That's why you'll see Sneps out there a lot in the penalty-killing role. When you have the likes of Gillies out there, you need somebody big and strong like Sneps to clear the front of that net. He did it very effectively against Trottier.
Sneps has had a great playoff for the Vancouver Canucks. Going to that puck in the Vancouver zone. Bossy racing after it. Sneps puts it on the board. Brodeur couldn't pick it up. Stephen Pearson from the point. Brodeur checking. Pearson to Gillies. Trottier to Potvin. His pass intercepted by Thomas Brodeur, who clears it out. 10 seconds left in Campbell's penalty. Potvin back for the puck, the captain of the Islanders. He has 120 points in his playoff career. This is Barry Trottier, just the far corner. Trottier was in the clear. Campbell's back on the ice. Trottier just missed a great chance. Good pass to Potvin. The shot blocked in front. Campbell coming out with Lindgren. Campbell taken out by Stephen Pearson. Lindgren in after the puck. Trottier with a great chance breaking it off the left board. Saves field. Way off the target as he hurried his shot and missed the net.
In that partial breakaway by Trottier, Brodeur gave him the glove side, gave him quite a bit of room there, and then just tuck it away. What a neat play that was.
Quick break. Saves field. Weak shot. Smith steered it away. Palinka moving in to tie up the puck on the boards as the play stops. The next Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Did you say that?
I've lost my crown, my people, my fortune, but I can still look smart. And I do. In my smooth shirt from Aero. Look at this collar. Perfection. And it's specially designed to stay perfect. I even get my exact sleeve length. What quality? Aero smooth. Fit for a king at a price any ex-king can afford.
Reasonably priced Aerosmooth in white and plain colors.
You don't have to give up a fortune to look smart.
The Pacific Coliseum, 16,413 plus, and 3 rows of them are unraveling what they're saying is the world's longest towel. Almost a mile long. The Islander power play had 3 shots on goal. Brodeur stopped them all. Trottier, and you'll see a lot of him. He plays so much every night. The Islanders offside of the Vancouver line.
Well, to date, I think the Vancouver Canucks are playing out of context, but just look at the towel.
Almost a mile long. 3 layers of it all around the Coliseum. There it is.
You know, Potvin does so many things to help a hockey club. Here he fits Trottier going down the wing, but what impressed me was Brodeur gave him that long side and then just put the glove out and took it away.
I'm surprised that Roger Nielsen has released his defensemen, Hallward, Campbell, and Lindgren, to go to the attack. All year long, they were just stopped from going to the attack. So far tonight, I guess they realize the importance of that first goal, and they're sending them out.
Neil Bellin to Harold Smith. Fraser, checked by Ken Morrow. Sutter lost the puck to Halinka. Ivan Halinka. Getting it to Fraser. Centered it. And Steele just missed it in front. Here comes a New York penalty, and the Canucks will go on their first power play. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
We all chip in and help each other. Makes for a better quality product. When I stamped it, I know it's well done.
There's a new spirit at Ford, and we're proud of it. Quality is more than a priority. Quality is job one.
We've got momentum going, and quality is here to stay.
I'm responsible for making a quality product. If it's not up to standard, nobody will buy it.
Better and better, see what we've done. And Ford quality is job one.
Mark Gillies, a minor for hooking at 5:53 of this opening period. Vancouver's power play gets a chance to go to work. It's 4 for 16 in the final. And all year long, it's been a problem for the Vancouver team. And here's Butch Goring in the clear. Butch Goring lost control of the puck. And he was onside, and the Islanders always a threat to score while shorthanded. Ivan Bolder with the puck. To Darcy Rota. Smith kicked it out. And a good clearance by Goring getting the puck out.
Smith has just been as sharp as attack. Every shot but that last one, he cleared the rebound in the corner. But oh, what a save he made.
Moline dumping it in. Verdine goes to the puck. Centering it, no one there. Swept away by Carroll. The Islanders have 4 shorthanded goals in the playoffs. They had 16 during the regular season. Bellin stick handling out. 3-on-2 for Vancouver. Bellin with Rota going for the net. Darcy Rota. Checked by Langevin. Bob Bourne after the puck. Bumped by Darcy Rota. Verdine tried to dig out the puck. Bourne's covering it up.
When there's corner work to be done, it's important for the Canucks that they outnumber the Islanders. Since they enjoy that man advantage, the Islanders have 2 men in the corner, Canucks have 3, but they have to come up with that puck. And again, Howie, as you had mentioned, which I think is so very important, get that first goal.
Well, here's the great save by Billy Smith we were just talking about a moment ago. It's a pretty good angle. There's lots of room on the far side, and look at that left leg come out, stayed on his feet. Here's the breakaway. Lost possession of the puck. Goring did as he went from his forehand to his backhand. I'll bet he'll be talking to himself. There was a chance for the Islanders to get that first goal. That's the second time they've almost been totally home free.
The crowd here is reacting because they've completed the big towel all around the Pacific Coliseum, signed by thousands of British Columbia hockey fans. Canucks on a power play. Tiger Williams from the corner to Ivan Halinka. To the point. Garth Butcher in his first Stanley Cup playoff game. And he's out at the point of the power play. Spiel getting control of the puck. And Spiel shoots. Smith is there again. Kicking it over the glass.
I kind of got a feeling that we're just in for another great goaltending performance tonight by Richard Brodeur and Mr. Smith. Boy, he has just been super by staying on his feet. Oh.
You saw Gradine just to the side of the net trying for the deflection, but I still think you have to get in front of Smith. You know, any goaltender, if you can see the puck coming, 9 times out of 10, he's going to steer it in the corner or make that save, but get in front of him.
Well, certainly any shot from that distance he should get.
Stan Smeel, wearing the C as the Vancouver team captain since the injury to Captain Kevin McCarthy just before the playoff. There's Garth Butcher, 19 years of age, from Regina. Just completed an outstanding junior year there. First-round draft choice of the Canucks last spring. Has not played a Stanley Cup playoff game before, and he's in this big one tonight. Doug Howard with the puck. Billy Carroll moves into check. 23 seconds left in the Vancouver power play. Trying to get it started. Butcher to Smeel to Halinka. On the left wing for Kurt Fraser. Tied up by Billy Carroll. Puck is kicked loose. Landman drives it on the boards. Butcher can't keep it onside. You think he's nervous? Just a little bit?
I think he's shaking in his boots right now. That is such an uncomfortable feeling to be put out there. And it seems that when you're out there for your first shift, the puck comes to you every single second.
That's right. He had the puck in the corner, deep in his own zone, and just threw it out along the blue line, expecting Stan Smeel to be there, and Stan wasn't. The youngster will soon learn to take a look before he makes the pass.
It's just like a hot potato. I've gone through it. We've all gone through it, and be rest assured, his next shift out there, play with a lot more confidence and feel a lot better about the whole situation.
He played 5 NHL games with Vancouver during the regular season, but it would be nothing like playing in this one tonight. Thomas Gradine. Gord Lane moves into check. Mark Gillies goes to the puck. Moline checking him. Campbell hustles in to keep the puck onside. Trottier takes a check on the boards from Williams. Moline to Gradine. Thomas Gradine from the corner. Centering it. Mark Gillies intercept. Behind the play, we have Trottier and Williams all tangled up. Former teammates in junior hockey in Swift Current. A couple of boys from southern Saskatchewan. And they're going to get penalties out of this by the looks of it. We'll see who's getting the penalties, but it could be to both Trottier and Williams. Trottier is going to the penalty box. Well, with the score, the Islanders nothing, the Canucks nothing. This is Stanley Cup 82.
With everything Canadian Tire sells, you might think our name should be Canadian Auto Parts. And fishing. Sporting goods. And camping. And plumbing. And houseware. And home improvement. And hardware. But you can call us Canadian Tire for short. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
Well, how often do you see Williams escape a penalty as Trottier and Williams come together? Who's holding who there?
Well, actually the penalty was holding on Trottier at 8:25. So the only penalty out of that exchange was to the Islanders' Brian Trottier. And the Canucks have the man advantage for the second time in the period. There's no score as Brodeur shovels the puck away from Billy Carroll. Carroll and Goring, excellent penalty killers. Look at Goring, hustle right after Bellin, who lost his stick and cleared the puck with his leg. Bolderev with the puck. In on Morrow. Bolderev. Backhand. Blocked. Hutman took him to the ice. Puck is centered. Now cleared down the ice.
You just have to admire that forechecking of Carroll and Goring.
Nill goes in after the loose puck. Nill took a hit on the inboards from Ken Morrow. Bob Bourne, great skater, moving that puck out to Anders Keller. There's going to be a penalty to Kurt Fraser for that check on Anders Keller. Hooking will be the call, and Fraser will go to the penalty box. There'll be 5 aside now. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
There are a lot of great sports in Canada. And at Molson's, we believe there are a lot of great reasons to support them. Fitness, entertainment, competition, and the pursuit of excellence. That's why we're committed to bring you the best in sports and special events. We're Molson Brewers, and we support great sports in Canada.
Keller is out there killing a penalty, and Fraser tied him up, and he will get the hooking call. And in 54 seconds, the Islanders will enjoy that manpower advantage.
Well, all you had to do was watch on television Trottier and Williams penalty. You knew that the referee was going to give one to the Vancouver Canucks pretty easy because that was a very questionable penalty to Trottier.
And maybe the one to Fraser was a bit borderline, too.
Yes, well, it had to be.
Harold Sneps with the puck. Moving in on Gordy Lane. Puck went loose. Stands field. Shoots. Blocked. Big play by Dave Langevin coming out with the puck. Langevin and Carroll, and Langevin dumps it in as he blocked the shot and then cleared the puck away, and it's kept in by Gordy Lane. Doug Hallward putting it off the boards and picks it up again. Being checked and forced back. Doug Hallward, former first-round draft choice to the Boston Bruins. From Toronto, down to Harold Sneps. Lugging it in as he's checked by Gillies and hit by Langevin. What a hit by Langevin on Harold Sneps. Believe shoots and deflects wide. Sneps goes to the puck. He shoots. Missed the net. It's hectic, but it's still scoreless. Langevin with the puck. Just had a birthday yesterday. Big Dave on the Islander defense was 28 yesterday. Campbell chasing after the puck. It goes loose. Jerry Minor picked it up. Intercepted by Trottier. Islanders on a power play. Trottier. Minor cleared the puck out. As Lindgren checked Trottier and Minor cleared the puck.
A little different. Again, the Canucks going right after the Islanders, not giving them the opportunity to set up.
In goes Nil, the forecheck. Denny Potvin coming out. Mike Fossey. Always dangerous. Moving in on Campbell. Nil breaks up the play. Kicks the puck out with a good effort by Jim Nil.
I like that strategy, Howie.
Well, certainly that's what they have to do. And look at here, trouble.
Tonelli's backhander picked off by Brodeur. Tonelli bumping with Lindgren. Nil gets into it against Tonelli, who's skating away from it. And they want to stay out of that penalty box right now.
Well, especially when they have that manpower advantage. Why do I take a penalty and ruin that? There's a save by Brodeur. And again, you notice the Canucks finishing their checks, taking the man right into the boards.
You know, the Canucks' inability to finish the play, particularly on the attack, has hurt them so far this evening. They just can't make that one pass to bring a guy home free, or that one deke, or a good shift around somebody. I would think a good degree of the play has been up in front of Billy Smith, and the Canucks have had all kinds of opportunities to score goals with one more bit of finesse.
Islanders still on a power play for the next 3 seconds as Nystrom's weak shot goes wide. Vancouver's back at full strength as Fraser's back on. Potvin centering the puck for Goring. He scores! Butch Goring with a high backhander. Islanders lead 1-0.
Those giveaways in your own zone, they'll kill you. And Potvin, he had no intentions of backing out whatsoever. Stayed at that blue line. Now watch this nifty little pass. Right on the stick of Goring and the backhand to the stick side, and 1-0 Islanders. That's the last thing that the Canucks wanted to see happen in this game.
All I got to go along with that, just great pass by Potvin to Goring, and I kind of think Richard Brodeur wasn't challenging the way he should have been challenging. Goring's only option was take it to the backhand and let sort of a weak backhander go and just beat him to the right side high.
Butch Goring, 6th goal of the playoffs. Denny Potvin got the only assist. 11:38 was the time of the game's first goal. Islanders lead 1-0. Nystrom and Hallward after the puck as Hallward turns with it in his own zone. Nystrom goes right after him and took him out. Tonelli dumping it back in the Vancouver zone, but Nystrom is trapped offside.
That's what I was talking about just a little earlier, Gary. Vancouver Canucks have played just as much of this period up in front of Billy Smith as the Islanders have down the other end. But the Islanders, the Stanley Cup champions, have that great skill on the ice all the time, mental and physical, and when it comes time, when it counts, they'll make the plays and put the puck in the net.
They're working over Harold Sneps of the Vancouver bench. Trainer Larry Ashley checking on him, probably the result of that heavy hit by Dave Langevin earlier in this period. Sneps has been a very key member of the Vancouver team all through the playoffs. In goes John Tonelli. Butcher swept the puck to the boards. Wayne Merrick to Tonelli. Nystrom's waiting in the slot. The puck came back to the point to McEwen. His shot stopped by Brodeur. The rebound's in front. Brodeur covering up the puck.
Well, the puck control of the Islanders when they're on the attack is just Just truly amazing. There was nobody home free in front of the net, and the puck come from the far side, right across to the left point, and Langevin gets himself a pretty good shot.
Now there's that giveaway, Howie, where Potvin just stayed in the zone, and then a quick look and a quick pass to Goring on his backhand. And again, you talk to any goaltender, he'll tell you I'd rather face a forehand shot anytime, any place, but those backhands seem to give everybody problems.
Well, especially when you put them upstairs. They're pretty tough to stop up there, and I would have to agree again that the Islanders, everything they shoot at Richard Brodeur has to be high.
Being 5'7", would that have something to do with it?
Sure would.
Brodeur, 29 years of age, was drafted by the Islanders in the 7th round in 1972. Here he is facing them in a Stanley Cup final. He's played every playoff game for Vancouver, 11 wins and 5 losses. Jim Pickett hands a new stick to Clark Gillies. Not dressed for the Islanders are Hector Marini, Thomas Johnson, the 2 youngsters on their roster for the playoffs, Greg Gilbert and Gord Dineen. We'll give you the Canuck players not dressed when we get the opportunity. It's a long list of 9 players. Made 2 changes from Game 3. Offside at the Vancouver line. Live from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
This is Canada's Navy at work. It's the vital work of peacetime protection and of wartime raids. Work that requires skill and precision under the most exacting conditions. And it takes a special kind of person to do it. If you think you've got it, welcome aboard.
There's no life like it. No, there's no life like it. No, there's no life like it.
Call us collect about a career in the Canadian Forces Navy. We're in the Yellow Pages under recruiting.
Ivan Boldurev and Brent Sutter on this face-off. Brent Sutter centering Clark Gillies, and Dwayne Sutter was an outstanding line for the Islanders in Game 3 here when they won 3-0. Vancouver is counting with Boldurev, nil, and Rhoda as Potvin controls the puck. Misses Gillies with a pass. Doug Hallward chasing the puck. Icing called on the Islanders.
Well, Gary, the Vancouver Canucks are going to have to continue to take it to the Islanders. The defensemen are going to have to move in from the points into the deep slot, hoping for a shot. Pinch as well, and that's going to leave them pretty vulnerable for a long pass up through the middle.
Absolutely, Howie. You know, in the last game, in second and third period, the Canucks kept trying to carry that puck over the blue line. The wall was set up. They had no opportunity to do that. But if you have both wingers skating at top speed and fire into those corners and mix it up a little, I think the Canucks would be a lot more successful doing it that way.
Well, up until now, they've dominated the corners and every end in front of the net. Any team they've met in the playoffs here tonight and in this series, I just think it's the other way around.
Playing the Islanders zone as Billy Smith clears it to the boards for Clark Gillies. Gillies, rink wide to Gordy Lane. It's dumped in. A little bit of high sticking between Nill and Lane. Away from the play, the officials move in quickly as Jim Nill and Gordy Lane are being guided towards the penalty box. Gordy Lane from Brandon, Manitoba. And I wonder if you'll be going to the Wheat Kings reunion that's coming up. Here's a look at the penalties.
Well, both of them had their sticks up. A little bit of intimidation going on. And so Wally Harris, the referee, not taking any chances and sending them both to the box. While we have this opportunity, you're talking about championships, let's congratulate the Kitchener Rangers on winning the Memorial Cup. Today was parade day, and an enthusiastic bunch of fans. They're great fans in Kitchener, and they've supported the Rangers for a long period of time. Well, you've got your championship.
I'm just delighted. Played hockey in Kitchener, baseball in Kitchener, and I live in New Hamburg, or did for years, many years. Just delighted that finally the Kitchener area has got their national championship hockey club.
And of course, Joe Crozier, their coach, is a familiar name to National Hockey League fans, and here in Vancouver, coached successfully in the Western Hockey League. Stansfield couldn't get loose with the puck. Doug Hallward rushing in on Langevin. Hallward trying to go through the middle, couldn't get through. And Langevin, so solid on the Islander defense, got control of that puck back to Stephen Pearson. Gradin steals it off Pearson. Gradin. Lindgren in deep gambling. Taken off the puck. Stephen Pearson takes over. Lindgren goes after him. Smeal helping out. Someone's yelling, freeze it, so freeze it they do. Smeal and Stephen Pearson. And I know that Stephen Pearson is not going to challenge Stan Smeo, but they have a little discussion about it.
Well, if he's smart, he won't get near Stan Smeo. You know what? I would think I'm tremendously impressed with the defense of the New York Islanders. Sure, we all know of Potvin's ability, both with and without the puck. Ken Morrow has come along tremendous in the last 2 years, but Langevin and Gordy Lane have just turned into excellent hockey players, both with and without the puck.
Howie, they don't do more than they're capable of doing, and that really is a secret behind your blue line. Why try to beat somebody one-on-one if you don't have to? And that's where a lot of guys get themselves into a lot of trouble.
Well, besides having tremendous skills and worked on them and improved them, they're big and strong and love to play.
Vancouver hasn't scored a goal now in 92 minutes against the Islanders since Jerry Miner scored a goal early in Game 2. That is early in the third period of Game 2, which eventually wound up a 6-4 Islander victory. The Canucks haven't scored since that point. Shutout here in Game 3. In goes Gradin. Slowed up by Langevin, and there's that Langevin again on the blue line, making those big defensive plays. Having a great period. Stan Smeo hit Brian Fletcher. Snap to Gradin. Gradin taken out by Langevin. There he is again. The teams are 5 aside. 49 seconds left in the penalties as in goes Mike Bossy. Bossy in on goal. Gradin couldn't pick up the puck. Langevin controlling it. Islanders are leading 1-0. Gradin on the board. Snett didn't see it. Smeo went after him. It goes to Stephen Pearson. 5:28 left in the first period. New York 1, Vancouver 0 on a goal by Butch Goring. Langevin with the puck. Big guy from St. Paul, Minnesota. To Pearson, bumped by Williams. The Snett goes to the puck. Snett back out there after being shaken up earlier in the period. Pearson with the puck. Williams moves into check. Billy Carroll. Drop pass, swung away it. Intended for McEwen, centered for Anders Keller. Carroll with the puck. Now to McEwen. Missed the far corner. The teams are back in full swing. Jim Mill with the puck. 2 Islanders back. He still comes in. Trying to go in. Billy Smith covering up the puck. Williams arrives, working over Billy Smith a little bit.
It certainly looks like the Vancouver Canucks are trying to initiate a lot of the after the whistle and perhaps initiate a fight. The Islanders are backing away. They're just minding their own business, concentrating on hockey. We saw Williams a couple of times run after Pearson. Here's a good hit. Smale, Trottier. Watch how fast Trottier gets off the ice.
That's all that fellow does, isn't that Stan Smale? He was just a tremendous hockey player, very, very punishing, an excellent checker, and when he learns to score some goals and head for the holes a little better, he'll be just a great all-around hockey player. He was a good skater. Look out.
Stan Smale, the pride of St. Paul, Alberta. Mike McEwen goes to the puck. Rhoda ties him up. Boulder of going in after the puck. Lars Lindgren shoots off the target as Rhoda was decked in front. Lindgren trying to keep it in. Down on the ice, can't keep the puck in. This is Mike McEwen coming out. Rhoda tying him up. In goes Butch Goring. There's a penalty coming up. It looks like a Vancouver penalty, but we'll wait to see how Wally Harris sorts it out. The Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Will your banker, broker, or trust company make house calls? At Investors, we think that when we're talking about your money, you should feel at home. So we come to you. We bring you a wide range of financial services, probably more than you're getting now. Together, we design a written, comprehensive financial plan based on your present needs and future goals. We've been making house calls for over 40 years. That's what makes us different.
The Canucks are certainly playing hard, but this time they get a little rambunctious as Darcy Rhoda heads for the penalty box in the roughing call. And again, you're taking a penalty in an area. It should never happen, especially if you want to stay alive.
The Islander power play is so potent all through the playoffs. They've averaged, well, they get 21 goals rather on the playoff percentage. We're 29.6. Potvin to Stephen Pearson. Butch Goring having a very strong first period. He scored the only goal of the period thus far. Hurried by Moline. A stick came out, but the puck stayed in. Lindgren intercepted the side of the goal. Got it to the line, but Stephen Pearson, with a good effort, kept it onside. Brodeur swept the puck to Miner, who throws the puck down the ice.
Trying to complete the double play.
He didn't close his hand on the puck.
I wonder if he plays second base in baseball. In goes Potvin. Davey Potvin centering it for Nystrom. Just failed to pick it up. Nystrom from the corner. Right in front and shot wide by Potvin. Trottier and Green after the puck. Trottier so strong on the boards, controlling the puck. Stephen Pearson to John Tonelli. A delayed penalty coming up. Brodeur makes a save. There's a delayed penalty coming up to Vancouver. Now it'll be called. And Gradine is hammered by Nystrom in the corner. And Gradine gets up slowly after Nystrom's hard hit.
Nystrom will also receive that penalty on the charging call. What an opportunity for the Islanders who would have had a 2-man advantage. But Nystrom on that tremendous hit against Gradine will take care of that situation. And both teams will play a man short. Actually, on this sequence of penalties, both will receive a penalty, with the Islanders still having that manpower advantage.
Well, that was Snips elbowing Potvin, and I'm more and more impressed with the way Dennis Potvin is playing. Every time I see him on the ice, he's dominating this game just like he did a couple of years ago, both on defense and offense, and no one handles the puck, no one anticipates any better than Potvin. And to top it off, he's got a tremendous mean streak as well. He's tough and he's mean.
Well, Roger Nielsen had said, we're going to come up with our best game of this playoff series, and they are playing hard, and it has to be very frustrating for the Canucks. They still find themselves 1 goal behind.
47 seconds left in this Islander power play. That's the time left in Rota's penalty. As you look at Jim Nill at the Vancouver bench, not dressed. Well, we'll pass along the scratches from the Canuck lineup when we get the opportunity. There's the Vancouver bench with Ron Smith working alongside of Roger Nielsen, Bobby Nystrom from Kamloops in the penalty box for that hit on Gradine.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're going to run at anybody on that Vancouver club, it's got to be Gradine.
Potvin from the point. Tied up near the blue line, and the puck came out. Bob Bourne controlling it. Islanders are leading 1-0, 2:55 left in the first period. Trottier to Pearson. Stephen Pearson to Denny Potvin. Played it to the point. Nobody there. Bossy recovering it to Stephen Pearson. Back for Bossy. Hustling to that puck. Mike Bossy. Trying to get it to Trottier. Jerry Miner intercept. Took a bump from Potvin, who's a solid hitter. Bossy to Trottier. Bringing it in. Trottier to Potvin. The shot off the target. Trottier goes to that puck again. Gillies in the slot. Shot from the point. Blocked by Lars Moline. Vancouver's back at full strength. Rota with the puck. Darcy Rota. Potvin taking him out. Puck center. Miner taking a whack at it. Campbell trying to center it. And the Islanders defend so well around their territory. Campbell shot. Blocked. Miner backhander. Blocked. Great save. It's got the rebound. It's 1-0.
The people have been waiting for this for a long time. The flags wave as Darcy Rota in a scramble in front. And what tremendous pressure the Canucks put on in the Islanders zone, and how we finally are rewarded.
Well, Miner was the fellow in front right there. Stayed with the puck, got the backhand shot. It was blocked. He'll get it again, and there it goes to Spiel. Spiel has one crack. I think maybe it was
Actually, it was Spiel that put it in, not Rota. Rota was standing to the side of the net. In any event, the Canucks have tied this one, and the response of the crowd is unbelievable.
And Billy Smith had made 3 saves before the puck went in, and that was a great one. I was sitting here, you don't see saves better than that, but he had the puck in his hand, dropped out of his hand between his legs, and that fellow you're looking at right there, who is the heart of this hockey club, Dan Smeal put it in the net. We have a 1-1 hockey game.
Oh, he didn't give up on it, though. That second effort to just go after that puck, try for that rebound, and Dan Smeal has tied it. Good pressure.
Forward with the puck. Liner and Campbell get assist on the goal at 18:09 of this first period. Smeal tying up Lane. The play was stopped by referee Wally Harris.
I think one thing that's very evident, if the Islanders had figured for an easy game, they can forget about that, because the Canucks have shown right from the drop of the puck that they mean business, that they're going to go down fighting if that is what will happen.
Gentlemen, I think perhaps the most influential aspect of that, maybe Roger Nielsen getting them ready for it, but this crowd at the start of the game had more towels, a longer standing ovation, made more noise than they ever had before. It's pretty hard to give up when the crowd has it.
Ryan Trottier shooting it in as Park Gillies races after. Perdue swept it away. Butcher to Smeal. That's Fraser with him as Smeal shoots it in. Billy Smith controls it for Lane. Beating it up now for Brent Sutter. Well, that was Dwayne Sutter, I should say. Out there with Brent Sutter and Park Gillies. This is Ivan Langdon to Fraser. Great play by Dwayne Sutter. And then Fraser speared Billy Smith behind the play. In goes Dwayne Sutter. Lane shot. Perdue stopped it on the short side. Butcher throws a heavy hit back of the net on Dwayne Sutter. Stan Smeal rushing with the puck. Smeal bringing it in. Trying to get it to Halinka. Tipped away. Tonelli's pass goes astray. Icing waved off. 35 seconds left in this frantic first period. It's 1-all. Fraser failed to pick up the puck. Pearson kept it in. Perdue sweeps it aside. Tiger Williams from back of the net to Lars Moline, coming in on Langevin and Pearson. Moline centering it for Williams. Great save by Billy Smith. Robbing Tiger Williams, set up by Lars Moline. Steal by Gradine. Stephen Pearson moves to check him. 6 seconds left in the period as the clock continues to run. Goring gets the puck. Hit by Williams. The period comes to an end.
Without a doubt, the Vancouver Canucks' best period of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, such enthusiasm, such a burning desire to achieve. You can't play any better than the Canucks did that period.
Well, the last 10 minutes of the period after the Islanders got that goal, they were just sensational, and had it not been for saves like that one, Billy Smith off of Williams, the Canucks could be leading this 2-1. How about that? You wouldn't believe it, would you?
The Canucks outshot the Islanders 10-9 in the first period, so the score at the end of the first period, Vancouver 1, the Islanders 1.
You know, I think maybe I'll retire. Oh, no, not again. No kidding. I make my best move around the defense. Lay a pass on Glenn's stick. How could he miss? I ask you guys. You can't leave us now. Watch yourselves, guys. Yeah, we need you, Bill. How you doing, George? Fine, thanks.
John, you had a day shoot last
Okay.
Oh, hi,
Next
guys.
time, hit the net.
Hey, you getting any better, Glenn?
Yeah, sure, great. Oh, yeah. He only tripped over the blue line twice. You order the beer, will you? 4X.
Once a week, for years now, Glenn and the boys have played a little hockey and talked about it over a Molson X.
So who got all the goals?
Big Herbie. Hey, what's another hat trick? 3 more goals.
Molson Export keeps on tasting great.
Some oil companies make a lot of claims about their oils, but Quaker State offers an extended lubrication warranty on new car engines protected exclusively by Quaker State Motor Oil, the way they have since 1932. Now that's putting your confidence where your oil is. And what's more, with these new Energy Saver motor oils, you can save enough on gas to pay for the oil you use in oil changes. So Quaker State helps cars last and save gas too. No extravagant claims, just quality motor oil.
You got your country morning and your country books, your country kitchen and your country style.
Take your country boy and your country girl. They get their country feeling at the country style.
Now there's country freshness with the country smile. Country goodness at your country style.
Oh, yeah, country style, country style. Coffee and donuts, fresher by a country mile. Country style.
Physical would definitely be the way to describe the opening period here at the Physical Coliseum tonight. Gourd Lane going in against Stan Smeal, and it's tied at 1 after 1 period of play. Butch Scoring opened the scoring at 11:38. Stan Smeal tied it up for the Vancouver Canucks at 18:09. The Canucks finally putting one behind Billy Smith. We're tied at 1 after 1 period. The NHL has been involved with the Special Olympics floor hockey program since 1968. Last season, for the first time, they staged a training camp with athletes representing all 21 NHL cities.
It happened in Toronto. The NHL, together with the Foster Foundation and the Kennedy Foundation, brought mentally handicapped players with their coaches and coordinators from every NHL city to a National Hockey League floor hockey training camp.
Well, we'd like to welcome you fellas, the coordinators and the coaches and the players, to Canada.
Harry Red Foster, the president of the Canadian Special Olympics, is the man who dared to introduce team sports to the mentally handicapped. And floor hockey was his first choice.
So you're among friends, and you're in for the greatest thrill of your life. This is your week. This is for you.
And what a week they had. These boys, although mentally handicapped, enjoy sports, both playing and practicing. Ex-NHL player and coach Brian Watson was one of the co-program coordinators of the activities that took place here in the YMHA. Instructors worked at several stations around the gym, teaching the basic skills of floor hockey. While the boys practiced, their coaches and coordinators were in workshop sessions with co-program coordinator Mark Woods and the Kennedy Foundation's Dave Durrance, learning more about floor hockey and how to stage programs. Everybody stayed at the University of Toronto residences, and sightseeing in Toronto proved very interesting, especially at places such as Canada's Sports Hall of Fame. And right next door, the Hockey Hall of Fame, where the Stanley Cup was on display. From Toronto, the boys went on to Ottawa for the Canadian Summer Special Olympics. Each team in the march past was led by an NHL player from its city. And they were all welcomed by the Honorable Gerald Regan.
As Minister of Fitness and Amateur Sport, I want to welcome all of you to Ottawa, Canada, for the Canada Summer Special Olympics.
Then the boys got a chance to put some of their skills into action under the helpful coaching of NHL players, such as Vancouver Canucks Tiger Williams. And in case you didn't know it, Wayne Gretzky is the honorary head coach of the Canadian Special Olympics floor hockey. Team USA won the international tournament in a close final 4-3 with NHL President John Ziegler presenting the Little Stanley Cup. The year before in Brockport, New York, Team Canada captured the Little Stanley Cup, and NHL referee Bruce Hood was on hand to help.
I think it's really great for them because it helps develop their character, and they gain confidence. They'll come on the floor and they'll be like 5 feet tall, and they come out and they participate, and they're great team spirits there, and they go off, they're 8 feet tall, so it's got to make them better people at everything they do in life. I think it's super for them.
Bruce Hood is right, and we're happy to report that the NHL's floor hockey training camp really worked. As a direct result of this camp, many new floor hockey programs for the mentally handicapped have sprung up in cities in Canada and the United States. And some teams have even arranged exhibition matches at the international level. Witness this Ontario team visiting the Canadian Embassy in Washington, D.C. while there to play floor hockey. And they were welcomed by Ambassador Alan E. Gottlieb. It should be noted that in a marvelous gesture of hospitality, the senior members of Ambassador Gottlieb's staff billeted these boys right in their own homes while they were in Washington. What an experience. Then what a thrill. Who would have thought that floor hockey would have done so much for so many mentally handicapped?
For more information on the Special Olympics, you can write the Special Olympics, 40 St. Clair Avenue West, Toronto. That address again, Special Olympics, 40 St. Clair Avenue West, Toronto. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the NHL Luncheon. Hockey Night in Canada continues in just a moment.
What's it at there, pal?
Oh, Harry, it's a Stanley garage door opener. I'm going to do it myself.
You?
The Stanley garage door opener is made to install yourself. Everything is in the box.
Need any help, pal?
Nope.
The directions are clear and simple, and it only takes about 4 hours.
Are you sure you don't need any help?
The do-it-yourself garage door opener from Stanley, the do-it-yourself company.
We wanna help you do things right.
The Stanley automatic opener is available at the following retail outlets.
There you go. 10 good pictures out of 10.
Let's see.
Ooh, nice. Huh? Beautiful. But you only have 9.
10. See what a difference the sun camera makes? Polaroid 600 speed film on a piece of the sun can give you great pictures in any light.
Nifty. You always get 10 out of 10?
You can get 20 out of 20.
Well, that's all your fingers and all your toes.
That's 24.
Oh.
See what a difference it makes.
Built like the big ones, saves like the small ones. The new size Ford Ranger. The only truck of its size with tough twin I-beam suspension. Ford Ranger has a double-wall box that carries 4x8 sheets flat and room in the cab for 3 adults. And an introductory offer that gives you a 2-year comprehensive warranty and 2 years scheduled maintenance at no extra cost. Plus $300 direct from Ford. Details at participating Ford and Mercury dealers. Ford Ranger.
Varathane. It's the clear wood finish made only by the Flecto Company for over 20 years. Varathane helps protect fine furniture, cabinets, floors, all your woodwork, and leaves a natural, long-lasting, professional finish. Plus, you get a choice. Original Varathane or easy-to-use Varathane 2 that cleans up with water. Either way, your wood never had it so good. Remember Varathane or Varathane 2, only by Flecto.
Flecto, when you want to do it right.
We're tied at 1 after 1 period here in Game 4 in Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. It was Butch Goring scoring for the Islanders. Stan Smeel finally beating Billy Smith, and that goal was the first one getting behind Smith in over 95 minutes of play. Well, it's been a very hectic week here in Vancouver. Vancouver's very first in the Stanley Cup final. And one of the highlights took place yesterday, the Stanley Cup Luncheon. The luncheon is always held in the city which hosts Games 3 and 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. This year at the Hotel Vancouver. Dignitaries from throughout the NHL were present, including former winners of both the Masterton and the Adams Trophy. Islander broadcaster Eddie Westfall is a former winner of the Masterton. It marked the return of the luncheon to Canada for the first time in 11 years. It was also the first time the affair was open to the public. The action was in classic Vancouver fashion. Over 700 people spent an enjoyable Saturday afternoon talking hockey. It gave the public an opportunity to meet both the Islanders and the Canucks in more congenial surroundings. The ballroom was a little bit more quiet than the Pacific Coliseum. And while the players seemed to receive all the attention, the Canucks' wives were also there in full force, now having adjusted to the TV cameras and the notoriety. Here, the Tigers' better half, Brenda Williams, enjoys the afternoon's festivities. As with every final series, the luncheon is probably the largest planned event of the playoff year. This year, it was co-sponsored by Molson Breweries and emceed by Hockey Night's Jim Robson. The first speaker, NHL President John Ziegler, who congratulates both the Islanders and the Canucks for their play and their participation in the finals. The principal reasons for the event is the awarding of the two league trophies. The first, the Masterton, for perseverance and sportsmanship.
It's my pleasure to present the 82 Masterton Trophy to Chico Resch of the Colorado Rockies.
When you want to do it right.
We're tied at 1 after one period here in Game 4 in Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. It was Butch Goring scoring for the Islanders, Stan Smeel finally beating Billy Smith, and that goal was the first one getting behind Smith in over 95 minutes of play. Well, it's been a very hectic week here in Vancouver. Vancouver's very first in the Stanley Cup final. And one of the highlights took place yesterday, the Stanley Cup luncheon. The luncheon is always held in the city which hosts Games 3 and 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. This year at the Hotel Vancouver. Dignitaries from throughout the NHL were present, including former winners of both the Masterton and the Adams Trophy. Islander broadcaster Eddie Westfall is a former winner of the Masterton. It marked the return of the luncheon to Canada for the first time in 11 years. It was also the first time the affair was open to the public. The action was in classic Vancouver fashion. Over 700 people spent an enjoyable Saturday afternoon talking hockey. It gave the public an opportunity to meet both the Islanders and the Canucks in more congenial surroundings. The ballroom was a little bit more quiet than the Pacific Coliseum. And while the players seemed to receive all the attention, the Canucks' wives were also there in full force, now having adjusted to the TV cameras and the notoriety. Here, the Tigers' better half, Brenda Williams, enjoys the afternoon's festivities. As with every final series, the luncheon is probably the largest planned event of the playoff year. This year, it was co-sponsored by Molson Breweries and emceed by Hockey Night's Jim Robson. The first speaker, NHL President John Ziegler, who congratulates both the Islanders and the Canucks for their play and their participation in the finals. The principal reasons for the event is the awarding of the two league trophies. The first, the Masterton, for perseverance and sportsmanship.
It's my pleasure to present the 82 Masterton Trophy to Chico Resch of the Colorado Rockies.
Carol, thank you once again for bringing that Masterton spirit along with you and the fine personal warm touch that goes along with this award. It's quite an honor, and I just want to thank the professional sports writers, hockey sports writers that established this award. It truly is an award that goes to any player in the league. Every player is eligible because you don't have to have a lot of talent, as I proving today. There were a couple exceptions that had a lot of talent. Eddie Westfall and Butch Goring come to mind, and I don't know if anyone else is here that's one, but those guys too.
The other major award handed out yesterday was the Coach of the Year, that going to the Winnipeg Jets' Tom Watt. We'll be talking to Tom during our second period intermission. We'll return with the Stanley Cup playoffs in just a moment.
This is a check of your checking account. Does your checking account give you a choice between a regular or a higher daily interest rate? A choice between regular charge checking or no charge checking? A choice between a passbook or a statement for record keeping? No? Bank of Montreal's daily interest checking account gives you all these choices and pays you interest every month. Bank of Montreal Daily Interest Checking. The choice is yours. Check into it.
Now, let long-lasting Duracell make your lifelong dream come true. A Viceroy Dream House. It's first prize in Duracell's Lifelong Dream Sweepstakes. 5 second prizes are complete Quasar portable video recording systems with TV, recorder, and camera. Look for contest details wherever long-lasting Duracell batteries and Durabeam products are sold. And let Duracell, the copper top battery, make your dream come true.
When you buy a new car, you want to keep it looking new. And that's easy with Armor All Protectant. A scientific formula that took a polymer chemist 10 years to develop. It helps keep rubber, vinyl, leather, and plastic looking new. So even though you can't keep your car from getting old, you can keep it from looking old. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
Every once in a while, Ken and the boys get together on the weekend and enjoy a little X.
Ah, here it is. Yeah, very nice. The high school prom.
There sure wasn't an oil shortage in those days. Look at our hair.
Those girls. Give me my beer there, will you?
Molson Export keeps on tasting great.
I wonder what Linda's doing now.
She's probably thinking about Morocco. Well, if the New York Islanders win the Stanley Cup tonight, my Toronto colleague, Dave Hodge, will be very busy, of course, because Dave will be going into the Islanders' dressing room. David, based on what you saw in that first period, is that likely to happen?
Well, you've just let out a secret. I've been keeping it very quiet why I'm here, because it's not a popular thing to say.
No,
you come to Vancouver to go to the Islanders' dressing room after Game 4. I'm glad to see Vancouver got a goal, because I've been wanting to hear the crowd yell as loudly as a goal would obviously produce, and it finally happened. But of course, we must remember that if the hockey season ends tonight, there's still a lot of hockey news coming along, and I haven't heard as much gossip about a draft as I have leading up to the June draft with Brian Bellows, who of course supplanted himself as the #1 pick the other night. Whether he goes to Boston or not, I don't know, because there's talk of the Bruins trading, perhaps. Interesting draft with respect to the Islanders. They're trying to trade up, and they're trying to get Toronto's pick, which is #3. Then we've got the Colorado Rockies situation coming up next week, and there's the player-owner meeting. So if I happen to be in the Islander dressing room, don't forget hockey when I leave.
Okay, the season is far from over. Right now, let's go up top and join Jim Robson.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm Jim Robson with Howie Meeker and Gary Dornehieffer here at the Pacific Coliseum as play gets underway in the second period in a 1-1 tie. Richard Berdeur and Billy Smith, the goaltenders. Wally Harris, the referee, John D'Amico, and Terry Gauthier, the linesman. And the Canucks start this period with Halinka. And Halinka and Trottier are ready for this faceoff. Puck is cleared out by Halinka. Now the Canucks change on the fly as Gradin, Williams, and Moline come on the ice. They want them against Trottier. Denny Potvin with the puck. He set up Butch Goring's goal and opened the scoring. Stansfield tied it for Vancouver from Campbell. And a second assist to Jerry Minor in the Vancouver goal. Now the play stops. Gary?
Well, again, you know, we talk about things that you can't teach players. That's enthusiasm, desire to win. Both teams have certainly shown what it takes to excel in the National Hockey League, and I can't say enough about the workload that these two teams put in that first period.
Well, we've talked about Stan Smale at the heart of the hockey club, the fellow that sets the example, the acting captain right now, and when the statistics come up for the first period, the Canucks had 10 shots, and Stan Smale had 5 of them, and in that 5 was the goal. He is just a very interesting person, a very dedicated, very hardworking guy.
Also, Howie, the Islanders had 9 shots. 6 of them were registered by defense. So in front of the net, in that area, Canucks are doing a good job in the Islander forwards.
Boulder and Brent Sutter on the face-off. Butcher along the boards with Dwayne Sutter. Brent Sutter digging for the puck. Continuous battle along those boards. Boulder trying to stay with young Brent Sutter. Mark Gillies gets the puck. Being slowed up by Lindgren. Still in the Vancouver zone. Brent Sutter shot. Brodeur stopped it through a screen. Was knocked down by Dwayne Sutter in front of the net. And Darcy Rhoda comes out with the puck. That's Jim Nill with him. Darcy Rhoda in on Langevin. Rhoda centering it. Oh, Billy Smith stopped that deflection right in front. Ivan Bolderev with the puck. Boy, is Smith looking sharp. Bolderev to the point. Garth Butcher, weak pass, tipped behind the net. Stephen Pearson tripped up Jimmy Nill. The crowd reacted. Stephen Pearson complains he's going to get a penalty. From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, this is Stanley Cup 82 on CBC.
In times of indecision like these, it's always best to see what the professionals use. Professionals have been using mono brand caulking for over 20 years. If it's good enough for professionals, mono will do the job for you. So when the day comes, and it will, when you need to buy caulking, buy mono, the professional choice.
Well, Stephen Pearson gets a 2-minute holding penalty, but just a few seconds before that, Rhoda threw one in front of the net right on Pearson's stick, and he forced Billy Smith to make an unbelievable save. Ivan Bolderev, gee whiz, great talent all year long. Didn't check his suitcase. A few moments ago, you saw him do quite a job at Brent Sutter behind the Vancouver net.
Vancouver on a power play in a 1-all tie. Halinka with the puck. Now, a shot picked out. As Neil Bellin fired that shot, and there was Smith again. And it's Smith right now that's the hottest goaltender, getting the most work. Halinka moving in, trying to get it to Fraser. Fraser trying to put it in front. Smith put it behind the net. Morrow battling behind the goal. It came to Halinka. Bouncing in front. Fraser shot at the empty net. Went wide from the point. Moline shot. Blocked. Butch Goring plays it to Billy Carroll. Carroll and Goring at the Vancouver line. Broken up by Moline. This is Halinka coming in on Potvin. Halinka passing in front for Fraser. He just missed it. Smeal from the corner to Kurt Fraser back in the net. Checked by Potvin. Puck goes loose. Put across in front of his own goal by Goring. Cleared by Carroll. Getting it out.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks are just flying out of their own zone, not letting the Islanders get to them in the forechecking, and they're carrying the play to the Islanders.
Canucks still on the power play as Moline paid for that rush. Being hit by Langevin, who's been hitting all night. Rhoda from back of the net. Tied up by Gordy Lane. And Jim Nill was tripped up by Langevin. And they all get into a little discussion.
A lot of times what the Islanders will do when you position men in front of Billy Smith, instead of trying to eliminate that man and clear the front of the net, the defenseman will move in front of that screen and block the shots. Potvin did it very effectively on a blast from the point. Just got in front of the Quebec, or what am I thinking of Quebec for? The Canuck player, and was able to make that save and direct the puck in the corner.
Well, just watch Billy Smith here. The Canucks against Calgary, Los Angeles, and Chicago had the big edge in goaltending. Brodeur gave them at least a goal a game edge, but here against the Islanders and Billy Smith, it's a different story.
Bourne working for that puck, crashes into the boards with Hallward. Bourne trying to get up, he tipped over Hallward. Here comes a Vancouver penalty to Darcy Rhoda for hitting Gordy Lane. Puck is in front of the Vancouver net. It bounced in. It went into the net. Is it a goal or not? It went in off a glove in front of the net. I think Wally Harrison stopped the play, but it looked like it went in off a Vancouver player's glove. In behind Brodeur.
I don't think Harrison stopped the play, but he's calling it no goal, thinking it must have gone in off an Islander glove.
Well, let's have a look at it. Quite a scramble in front.
I think it went off Rhoda's glove.
Yeah, let's look in front as Rhoda comes right in front of the net and directs it behind Brodeur. It will not be a goal.
Well, I kind the shot at Brodeur, the original shot, Harris must have thought, well, the Canucks are in control. I'll blow the whistle and give them the penalty.
But it was just a deflection, and then I don't know if you would call that good control by gloving it into your own net. I don't think so. So the Canucks get a good break, but they still are a man short.
And Darcy Rhoda can't continue to take penalties like this, or nobody can take penalties like this against the New York Islanders. They're just too dangerous in the power play, and you have to take the man, but certainly not add your momentum when you're going into the fence. That's the second foolish penalty Rhoda's taken tonight. Sooner or later, they're going to get burned.
Rhoda for cross-checking, 3:02 into this second period. Right now, the teams are 5 aside, but in 15 seconds from now, New York will have the man advantage. It's a 1-all tie. McEwen passes to Trutchy. Snep moves to Jacob. Trutchy getting away from Snep. Lost control of the puck. Lindgren got it off the boards. Jim Nill overskates it. And Snep swept it out to center ice. And Stephen Pearson, as you see, is back on. So the New York power play gets to go to work. And it's been outstanding all through the playoffs. Jim Nill going after the puck. There's a minute and 27 seconds left in Darcy Rhoda's penalty. The score is 1-1. Goring and Spiel scoring in the first period. Denny Potvin moving in. Bumps at the line. McEwen shot blocked by Lindgren. Jerry Minor goes to the puck and clears it out. Trottier checked by Snep. Nill gets the puck, misses Minor with a pass. Mark Gillies. Ryan Trottier. Lindgren moves to check it. Brodeur stopped the puck for Snep and took a heavy hit from Big Mark Gillies. Mike Fossey ran into Snep. Lindgren trying to get the puck. From the point, Denny Potvin. Shot in the crowd is blocked in front. Snep going to the puck, couldn't get it out. Mike Fossey centering it. Lindgren blocked it. Fossey from back of the net. Centering it to the point. Potvin fakes. Pass. Pearson shoots. Right in front. Brodeur down and the save is made. Jerry Minor didn't get it out. McEwen shoots. It's blocked. Potvin shoots. Great save. The rebound. Loose puck. Still in play. Potvin goes to the puck. Hey, how's this for action? Smith has lost his stick. Gillies behind the net to Brian Trottier looking for someone in the slot. Potvin shot. Loose puck. They score. They had to put it in eventually, and it was Mike Fossey who put it in the net.
Well, the whole key was Fossey where he positioned himself. He saw the angle of the shooter, knew that if Brodeur made the save, if there was a rebound, look at there, it had to come out to him. He's behind everybody, nobody near him. He would be, I would think, just a pretty good guy in geometry.
Absolutely, but tremendous pressure. You could just sense that the Islanders had the score. They just good control of the puck in the corners, behind the net. Sneps was without a stick, but that's what makes Bossy so great. The ability without the puck to move in a position that if it does come to him, it's in the net.
Bossy's 16th goal of the playoffs. Islanders lead 2-1. Ivan Halinka to Stan Spiel. Shot deflects wide. Kurt Fraser goes to the puck. Spiel on the boards with Nystrom. Campbell kept it onside. Blocked in front by Stephen Pearson. Here come the Islanders again. Tonelli with the puck. To Nystrom. Coming in on goal. Tied up by Campbell. Kurt Fraser to Stan Spiel, but he'll be offside. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Are they prescription?
What? Oh, no, these are Foster grants.
They flatter you.
Thanks.
May I?
It isn't quality alone that's made Foster Grant the biggest name in sunglasses. There's something about just wearing them that makes the world come on a little stronger.
What about my sunglasses?
I'll be staying at the Savoy.
I'm Jim Robson with Gary Dornehieffer, Howie Meeker, Steve Armitage, and the Hockey Night in Canada crew at Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. The Islanders again have taken the lead for the second time in the game. It's 2-1. We're nearing the 6-minute mark of the second period. Bossy's goal was on a power play 2 seconds before Rhoda's penalty expired. The assist went to Potvin and Trottier at 5 minutes. Campbell goes to the puck and icing is called.
I don't think on that Bossy goal you'll ever see better puck control. You'll ever see greater pressure exerted on a penalty than the Islanders did, and I don't think you'll see better or luckier goaltending. And who shot the puck deep in the slot? Potvin. What a hockey player. What a hockey game he's had.
Now, Howie, time and time again, from his point position, if he sees the opening, he doesn't hesitate whatsoever. And, of course, with Trottier behind the net, he sees everything in front of him. He can size up the situation. He just makes a perfect pass.
And there's Trottier from Val-Marie, Saskatchewan. And notice at the bench, Ron Watsky, the Islander trainer, checking on Mike Bossy, who has that sore knee. Good thing he wouldn't be healthy. He'd have even more than 16 goals in the playoffs. What a great goal scorer. Great player. Playing the Islanders' zone. Stephen Pearson being checked by Stan Smeel. Langevin gets it around to Wayne Merritt. Smeel hits Stephen Pearson behind the play, and there's a Vancouver penalty coming up to Stan Smeel. I believe roughing on Stephen Pearson, and Smeel complains. And Wally Harris warns him as he goes to the penalty box. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
Shining bright, this is the light. Hey, what a day. Hey, what a day. Riding the race, taking it easy. Hey, what a great day. Break away with the taste that's clean and clear. Molson Canadian, the great Canadian. Break away.
Stan Smeel, after this call, will do a little bit of arguing. The takeout was good, but it happened after the takeout. I don't see how he could argue about that play. When we talk about discipline, that is certainly a form of discipline that the Canucks can ill afford. They can't take penalties like that. They suffered the last time Rhoda took one and cost them a power play goal, and here the Islanders are again in another situation on the power play.
You know, they might go on to be world champions again this evening, but they certainly are a class organization, the Islanders. On that gloved-in goal by Rhoda, Torrey or Arbor didn't complain a bit.
Potvin setting up on the New York power play. The Islanders have scored 7 power play goals in this series. McEwen to Bourne, who missed a good chance. Loose puck. Brodeur made a great save right in front on Dwayne Sutter. What a save by Richard Brodeur to keep it 2-1. Billy Smith to Mike McEwen. Born in Horn Plain, Ontario. Mike McEwen lugging the puck. The former Ranger and Rocky dumping it in. Dwayne Sutter after him. McEwen. McGradine blocked the pass. Lindgren battling with Brent Sutter. The battle goes on. Dwayne Sutter from back of the net. Smith cleared the puck. Didn't get it out. Potvin with a good effort to keep it in. Bob Bourne shoots off the heel of his stick. Shot just went wide. Dwayne Sutter centering it. Sliding down the ice.
You know, what's also hurting the Canucks is the giveaways. They have possession in their own zone, and they're in such a hurry to ice it, they're just coughing it up.
Well, twice on that Bossy goal, they did that very thing.
Trottier in on Smith. Bossy in the slot. Tipped it to Gillies. Shot wide. Stephen Pearson. What a power play. Bossy, Gillies, Trottier, Potvin, and Pearson controlling the puck. 38 seconds left in the penalty. Mike Bossy with the puck. Mark Gillies tipped it to Bossy. Smith checks Bossy. Williams gets the puck down the ice.
Again tonight, their passing, I would say, in the last 10 minutes, just been marvelous, hasn't it? They just fire it like bullets. Their pass receiving is excellent.
Trottier brings it in. Gillies going for the net. Mike Bossy shoots. He scores! Bossy, 3-1 Islanders.
Well, you'll never see a better play than that one. Gillies made it all possible. He headed for the net, took the nets with him. Bossy dropped behind, come in late. And oh, did he put that one in the corner. Watch Gillies go for the net and create the opening. Trottier hangs onto it. Gillies now is going for the net. There you'll see him. Look at the big opening. Bossy dropped back. Oh, Brodeur way out challenging. Just an excellent shot.
Was it offside at center ice when Trottier picked up the pass? That's what the Canucks are arguing on the ice.
Number 17. Does that equal the output of last year for Mike Mike Bossy in the goal-scoring department?
Yes, it does.
Last year, Mike Bossy scored 17 goals in the playoffs.
Trottier and Pearson getting assists. Sorry, Gary.
He doesn't waste any time firing that puck just inside the right post.
8 minutes, the time of the goal. 8 seconds before the penalty expired. His other goal came 2 seconds before a penalty expired. The power play is the Islanders in front, 3-1. John Tonelli carrying the puck, dumping it in. Nystrom goes in against Campbell. Battling back of the net. Butcher puts it on the boards for Smeal. Lindgren, or rather Halinka, trying to bring it out, but the play is called offside at the Canucks blue line. So the score, the Islanders 3, the Canucks 1. This is Stanley Cup 82.
I've been here a lot of years, and these are the best cars that we've ever built.
At Ford of Canada, quality is more than a priority. Quality is job one.
I take pride in my work. I want people to think of quality when they think of Ford. So quality is job one.
We build them like we're going to buy them ourselves.
Better and better. See what we've done. And Ford quality is job one.
2 goals by Mike Bossy in this second period as the Islanders ahead 3-1, leading the series 3 games to nothing. John D'Amico waves the centers out, so Smeal faces off against Tonelli. And they came out of the same mold. 2 hard workers on these 2 teams in the Stanley Cup final. Fraser and Nystrom bumping together. And it's Mike McEwen rattling the puck on the boards. Campbell keeping it onside. Nystrom bats it down. It's knocked off his stick. Kurt Fraser from the corner. Smeal, back of the net, couldn't control it. Tonelli to Goring. Has Nystrom on his right taking the pass. Nystrom in on Campbell. Goring going for the slot. The play broken up. Back comes Fraser with Halinka, Campbell, and Smeal. Halinka brings the puck in. Bump near the line. Fraser to the corner, and the goaltender, Billy Smith, yells, "Watch in front." Still yelling instructions to his mates as the puck is cleared into the Vancouver zone. Garth Butcher, the rookie from Regina, in his first playoff game in the National Hockey League. But here he ices the puck. Stephen Pearson picking it up. Icing call on Vancouver.
Well, the beauty of replays is to check for ourselves. Is it offside? There's the pass from deep inside the blue line.
Boy, is that
I need to call it.
Oh, close. Why do you get breaks like that? As I said a few moments ago, when you have what you think is a fair goal go in the net and it's disallowed, and you cannot complain. So it's tit for tat. They're a class organization with great talent.
Canucks may have argued that it was an outside pass over 2 lines as Trottier picked it up and set up the 3rd Islander goal. We'd like to mention who's not dressed for Vancouver tonight. Injured defenseman, to look at Ivan Mulder, injured defenseman Kevin McCarthy, Rick Lance, Yuri Bubla. Also not dressed for Vancouver are Gary Lupel, Anders Elderbrink, B.J. McDonald, Ole Brasser. A lot of them sitting up behind us here. Tony Curry and Mo LeMay. 9 players on the Vancouver roster for the playoffs, not suited up for this game tonight. The 2 changes Vancouver's made, they've inserted Garth Butcher, and Mark Crawford is back in the lineup tonight. Crawford replacing Lupel, Butcher replacing Elderbrink. Darcy Rota with the puck, shooting it in. Billy Smith now working on a 3-1 lead after his 15th win of the playoffs, and that would be a Stanley Cup record. The crowd yelling as Bolderev fell over Stephen Pearson, and the play went on. Wayne Merrick turned around at the blue line, and the play goes offside.
Well, there's a fellow there that just improved tremendously over the years. Gosh, he can handle the puck, he can make the plays, and as I said the other night, I think he on one point, Stephen Pearson and Dennis Potvin on the other are the 2 best point men in the league, and they're head and shoulders above anybody else when you're a man short. Witness tonight.
Stephen Pearson, a 27-year-old from Sweden, who was a 13th round draft choice. How about that for a pick? Neil Belland tied up on the boards by Wayne Merrick as they battle for the puck. Bolderev goes in to get control. Back to the other side, Anders Keller is number 28 of the Islanders, intercepted by Bolderev. DeLorme feeds Rota. Rota coming in on Pearson. Rota looking in front. Pearson blocked the pass and winds up with the puck. Steph moves up to keep it in, but it's kicked out, and the Islanders' Billy Carroll takes over, coming in on Neil Bellin. Carroll for Merrick in front, and he tipped it just wide as Wayne Merrick just missed that chance. Steps, falls, gets up to the puck. 9:27 left, second period. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Denny Potvin goes to the puck. The Islanders have outshot the Canucks 7-2 in this period. Brent Sutter took a hit from Ron DeLore, but Brent Sutter goes right in after that puck. The 19-year-old from Viking, Alberta, gets it to his brother Dwayne Sutter. Makes a move as he's hooked by Bellin. Bellin goes to the puck, rattles it off the board. Gordy Lane kept it in. Verdeen gets it to Ron DeLore. DeLorme shooting it in. Billy Smith handled it easily. Leaves it for Potvin. Williams ran at Potvin. Dwayne Sutter deflecting it in. Lindgren chasing it. So Sutter. Lindgren got to the puck. Icing called on the Islanders. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
Third down to 10. Who's gonna win? Hey, what a game. Feeling so proud, laughing out loud. Hey, what a great day. Breakaway. With a taste that's clean and clear. Molson Canadian, the great Canadian breakaway.
Face off in the Islanders zone. And there's Babe Pratt, the Hall of Famer Walter Babe Pratt, the first employee the Vancouver Canucks ever hired, and he worked on the first Hockey Night in Canada telecast here in Vancouver. Still works for the Canucks organization. What a great player he was, Howie.
Oh, could he handle a puck? I'll tell you, just something else.
Trottier coming in on Butcher. The puck is shot in. Bourne racing after it. Brodeur had to steer it to the corner. Mike Bossy from the corner to Trottier. Bourne out there with him. Goes to the front of the net. Butcher having trouble with Trottier. He's so strong along those boards.
Trottier sets up the goals. Mike Bossy puts them in. And with 7 goals in the Stanley Cup Championship, he has tied a National League record that took place in 1956. And John Beliveau has 7 goals in that series.
How about that Bossy? 17 playoff goals last year, 17 this year. That's 34 goals. He has a total of 71 goals in 50 games. No, he's got 52 goals in 71 games. Unbelievable.
And 2 big ones in the second period of this game as the Islanders lead 3-1. Williams throwing a check on Bob Bourne along the boards. Williams keeps working for the puck on his knees, gets up to the puck. Verdeen goes in to help out. The puck came around to Lindgren on the boards. Lars Lindgren unloads the shot. Williams tried to deflect it in front. Bourne coming out with the puck. Checked by Lars Moline, who dumped it in. Verdeen goes in against Ken Morrow. Missed him. Oh, Verdeen went crashing into the boards as he missed Morrow with a check. Morrow ties up Moline, and the Islanders come out with the puck. Bourne tied up by Williams. Verdeen turns with the puck. Thomas Verdeen to Colin Campbell. Looking for help. Shot wide of the net. Williams and Bourne along the boards, joined by McEwen and Verdeen as they cover up the puck.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks certainly haven't let up. They're still carrying the play to the Islanders, and I would think making this game just tremendously interesting for everyone here, and I hope all of the fans doing it at home.
When you're behind, you have to take chances, and we've noticed time and time again that the defense, when the opportunity presents itself, will pinch in, trying to intercept that pass along the boards. And on a few occasions, the Canucks have been very successful in that area. Still think, Howie, they have to get that second man going for the net. You know, sometimes the forward will have the puck, he's ready to shoot it. Nobody close to Billy Smith. Go ahead, Smith, try for that deflection.
Palinka wins the draw from Trottier. Loose puck in front. Well, how about that? Trottier lost the face-off in his own zone.
Well, he's never won one yet off Palinka and Verdeen in that situation where they're going to their forehand. They're continually getting it back along the board. Verdeen is has done this all the time, as Halinka has. Getting it back to their forehand along the boards. And Smeal had an excellent chance to put the puck by Billy Smith, but he couldn't get it up high.
Well, let's watch it again. The same setup.
Yeah, now the Islanders have a defenseman out there to head for the point.
Again, Halinka won the draw. Smeal's shot. Billy Smith is there with a good save on Smeal's shot. Bob Nystrom in on Poland Campbell. Nystrom put it to the end boards for Goring. Goring from the corner. Hallward checking Goring. Fraser goes to the puck. Scoops it to Smeal. Coming in on Langevin. Smeal and Halinka. Halinka takes the drop pass. Took the shot. Went high. Fraser for Halinka. Stephen Pearson checking it. Fraser overskates the puck. Goring very quick to pounce on it. Around to Tonelli. Nystrom breaking out on the right wing. Waits for the pass, and there it is by Tonelli, and Nystrom dumped it in. Tonelli and Hallward after the puck. Campbell goes to it. Poked loose. Dan Smeal starting back. Lost it at his own line to Wayne Merrick. 6:15 left in the second period. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Tonelli and Nystrom and Merrick now going to the front of the net. Nystrom. Shot. They score. Bob Nystrom with a backhander right along the ice. But Wally Harris is waving it off. Harris, I think, says someone was in the crease.
Watch the great move Nystrom puts on the Vancouver checker right coming out of the corner. Right here. Goes down and plays the puck, and that's a no-no.
Well, now, was that Islander player in the crease, or did Stan Smeal push him in the crease?
Well, we'd have to pick it up a little sooner to be able to answer that question.
Well, they're calling it no goal because an Islander was in the crease. I believe that was the announcement. But the question is, and Al Arbor doesn't argue, but the question, of course, always is, was he in the crease on his own, or was he placed there, or pushed there?
Well, there you have Nystrom coming in front.
Oh, he was pushed.
Was he ever? Almost over top. He was standing on the top of the crease. Smeal made contact with him and just put him almost over the net.
Howie, I like the work that Tonelli made against the boards there to knock that puck loose for Bob Nystrom. You know, the guy never stops, and his enthusiasm on this Islander hockey club has certainly paid dividends.
Great money player, of course, scored the overtime goal that gave the Islanders their first Stanley Cup. Wayne Merrick was the player who scored the winning goal in last year's 4-1 victory over the Minnesota North Stars in the final. Islanders won the deciding game, the final game of that series, 5-1. Neil Bellin to Ivan Bolderin. Merrick checking in. Darcy Rhoda gets the puck. Now to Bellin, the youngster from Sudbury, trying to get through the defense, couldn't get through. Denny Potvin starts back. 5.5 minutes left, second period. Potvin has to wait for his team to get onside. Now to Carroll, who tips it in and races after it as Richard Brodeur plays it on the boards to Jim Nill. Islanders on a change as Nill gets it to Rhoda. Now to Bellin. Chipping it in, and it's cleared away. Billy Carroll hustles after the puck, and he's hooked to the ice by Neil Bellin. Bellin will go to the penalty box. The Islanders' power play goes to work again. Live from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, the Stanley Cup playoff.
Find someone to look after your investments, John?
Yes, Pitfield Mackay-Ross did an outstanding job. First, they did an in-depth review of my finances. Then they laid out a portfolio that's just right for my needs. And they follow up, make sure it's always up to date. But you must have heard of Pitfield.
I've done business with Pitfield Mackay-Ross for years. They've got the right people in the right places.
The right people. That's Pitfield Mackay-Ross.
Pitfield Mackay-Ross. Choosing us could be your most important investment decision.
Billy Carroll with good acceleration, tries to get away from Neil Bellin, and down he goes. And again, it's those bad penalties, and that has really been a big difference in tonight's hockey game. The discipline that the Islanders have out in the ice compared to what the Canucks are doing.
Well, I think the value of being here before by the Islanders, the number of games each one of them played in the National Hockey League playoffs, that's called experience, and it's telling right now.
Frustration on the Canucks' part.
And one team has a 3-0 lead in the series, and the other team is desperate. And that might enter into it, too. As Vancouver desperately needs a victory here to give their big following something to cheer about in the Stanley Cup Finals. They've had lots to cheer about, but no victories. And the Islanders in command with a 3-1 lead of the man advantage. Belland for tripping at 14:53 is the 8th minor penalty to Vancouver. Dwayne Sutter. Clark Gillies from back of the net. Dwayne Sutter from the corner. Checked by Lindgren. Minor couldn't get the puck out. Mike McEwen coming into the slot. Stephen Pearson shoots. Brodeur kicked it off.
Well, the more you watch the two Sutters, Dwayne and Brent, the more you realize what super talent they have. Dwayne just took Jerry Minor off the puck, and as a result, the Islanders made 2 or 3 passes, and Brodeur had to make this pretty good save. The puck should have been down the other end, Gary.
The big tree in front of the net, Clark Gillies. Islanders do a lot of that, jam the front of the net, and it's the exceptional point man they have, the ability to control that puck, set up plays, or shoot it.
Well, the cream always comes to the top, and you're beginning to see signs, very good signs of it right now.
Stephen Pearson, watched by Jim Nill. Denny Potvin. Sneps and Bourne race after the puck, and it's tipped into the seats and out of play. I'd like to pass along a special hello right now to all hospital patients and shut-ins, the fans who can't get out to hockey games. A special hello to you folks across Canada on Hockey Night in Canada, and hope you're enjoying the Stanley Cup Final. And Harold Sneps from Edmonton, a 4th-round draft choice. His 8th year with the Vancouver team, and he's the only player left from when Jake Milford took over, as Bourne's shot went off Richard Brodeur. Potvin checked along the board by Williams, who wrapped him in the side of the head. Trottier to Potvin to Trottier. Couldn't keep it onside. Back at his own line is Stephen Pearson. 3:50 left in the second period. 40 seconds left in the Canuck penalty to Neil Belland. Denny Potvin playing a strong game for the Islanders again tonight. Rushing into the corner with Sneps. Sneps missed him with a check. Potvin controlling that puck. Now it's Mike Bossy to Potvin to Bossy, who has already scored twice in the period on power plays, but Nill intercepts. Williams going after the puck. Bossy just tipped it away from him as Williams couldn't get away from Bossy's skating. Bossy coming in on Lindgren. Mike Bossy right in. And Lindgren took him high to the inboard. Trottier from the corner. 3 seconds left in the power play. Denny Potvin with the puck. Canucks back at full strength. But still, Islanders put on the pressure. Trottier shot wide. Bossy shot. Oh, Brodeur picked it off. That was Pinelli. Correct, not Bossy that time. It was Pinelli.
Well, the Islanders have made a habit of scoring near the end of the power play. 2 seconds, 8 seconds, and almost had another opportunity as the pressure again was there. But that passing, that pinpoint passing with Pinelli from off the boards, but Brodeur with his quickness grabs that thing.
Well, Brodeur stayed up this time, and I think that allowed him to get across the net and take that goal away from Tonelli.
John Tonelli. Original draft by the New York Islanders as a second-round draft choice. He's now 25 years of age. The Islanders have outshot the Canucks 10-4 in this second period and have scored twice. Mike Bossy both times on power plays. Butch Goring, good forechecking on Campbell. Kurt Fraser with the puck. Tonelli moves to him. Stan Smeal to Thomas Gradin as the Canucks have now reunited Gradin, Fraser, and Smeal. Gradin getting control of the puck to Doug Hallward, who's on defense with Campbell. Kurt Fraser to Thomas Gradin. Quickly into the Islanders zone. Gradin in on McEwen. Centering the puck. And Gradin was taken out by McEwen. And gets up slowly. Tonelli for Nystrom. Tonelli with the puck. Nystrom in front. Tied up by Campbell. Goring goes to the puck. 2:15 left in the period. Nystrom. Tonelli's in front. Nystrom coming in on goal. Tackled by Campbell as they go to the ice. Brodeur scoops the puck to Stan Smeal. Smeal failed to get by Tonelli. Back the other way to Goring. Coming in on Colin Campbell, then just dumped the puck in. Islanders change on the fly. Coley Campbell from Tillsonburg, Ontario to Stan Smeal. Lost in the big puck. Gillies in on Hallward. Brent Sutter going in for the puck. Campbell at the end of a long shift. Puck is tipped away from in front. Stan Smeal from Vancouver.
Okay, move him out!
If you've got goods to deliver and your trucks don't seem to care, if your peak season comes and your trucks are past their peak, then it's Ryder to the rescue. Ryder rents trucks, from small vans up to giant tractors, to move your products or your family.
Ain't they beautiful?
When your trucks are giving up, Ryder trucks are just starting up.
1:45 left in period 2 in game 4 of the Stanley Cup final. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Bossy with a pair, and Goring have scored for New York. Stan Spiel has scored for Vancouver. It was 1-1 after 1. Stephen Pearson clearing it ahead to Brian Trottier on the left wing, and the play is offside. We're going to see a great player profile in the Legends in the next intermission, as there's a little mix-up here. Jean Beliveau will be talking to Bobby Orr.
What a classy individual he is. I think if you want your son to grow up like somebody, it would be a Jean Beliveau. A lot of respect for that man.
Well, he certainly was a great hockey player. There's no doubt about that. I know the year I coached in the National Hockey League, someone in Montreal said that, or quoted me as saying that Jean Beliveau didn't play too well on the road. Next time in Toronto, we had 3 goals the first 3 shifts, and he come by, he says, Mr. Meeker, he says, I play pretty well on the road. I said, just shot.
Jean Beliveau, a hockey legend, in our second intermission. 1:14 left in the second period. The 2 number 22s on that face-off, Bossy and Williams, as the Canucks have Boulder of Williams and Moline as a unit now, and Roger Nielsen's doing a lot of line juggling to try and get something going. Stephen Pearson coming in on Lars Lindgren. Pearson right in. Bernier made a good save. The rebound is loose. We're in the last minute of the second period. Lars Moline in on Bossy. And Bossy broke up the play, filling for Stephen Pearson, the defenseman who had rushed. In goes Bob Bourne. In on Butcher. Bourne from behind the net. Bourne. Weak shot when checked by Butcher. Moline comes out. And Bourne back-checking intercepts.
Butcher must have thought, I didn't see anybody like this in Regina.
In goes Tiger Williams. Shot drifting to the corner. 27 seconds left in the second period. Puck covered up on the boards, and Billy Smith yells for his mates to freeze it, and freeze it they do.
Well, he's trying to help his defenseman out. He has a pretty good view of what's happening in his own zone. And then Scorty Lane had a couple of Canucks coming at him. You heard him. Freeze it. Let's wait for the face-off, and out comes Trottier.
Billy Smith, 31 years of age, from Perth, Ontario. As you look at the clock in the late stages of the second period, Butch Goring at 32 is the oldest member of the Islanders.
Now, the last time we saw the face-off on the other side, and Halinka beat Trottier on 2 straight occasions. Let's see what he can do on this side of the ice.
Well, Trottier won the draw very cleanly to Gordy Lane. Butch Goring tips it out. 17 seconds left in the period. Carroll steps at his own line. Tipped away by Trottier. And I'm sure a lot of the fans here are thinking about Game 3 when the Islanders took over in the second period and clamped down in the third. Canucks keep working, but they can't get anything going against this strong, disciplined Islander team as the second period comes to an end.
You cannot fault the Canucks with the work effort that they're giving. They're giving all they can out there, but it's the penalties that has really hurt them as Bossy has registered those 2 power play goals.
Well, as you watch the Islanders in that second period, they skate so well, they headman the puck so well, they're so tough in the corners, and when they do lose possession of the puck, they just fly back, and skating's the name of the game, and amongst other things, the Islanders skate better than the Canucks.
And now here is Steve Armitage.
Coming up during our second period intermission tonight, we'll talk with the Coach of the Year in the National Hockey League, the Winnipeg Jets' Tom Watt. And on Bobby Orr's Hockey Legends, the great Jean Beliveau. And so the score at the end of the second period is the Islanders 3, Vancouver 1.
Free as the wind, me and my friends. Having some fun, warm sun. Riding the breeze, taking it easy. Hey, what a day. Sailing the sky, oh, what a ride. Hey, what a great day.
Ford and its dealers announce cash rebates on new light trucks. $200 on Courier, $300 on Ranger, $750 on conventional pickups, Econoline vans, and on 4x4s. These are cash rebates. You get a check direct from Ford. Up to $1,000 on club wagons, and up to $2,000 on Bronco. Cash rebates on Ford light trucks, and now's the time to get them. Details at participating Ford and Mercury dealers.
No matter what we tell you we carry, whenever we say Canadian Tire, you think we've got the biggest names in sporting goods. But when we say Canadian Tire, you think we've got a huge selection of brand name tools and hardware. But we say Canadian Tire, and so now, after seeing all this, when I say Canadian Tire, what do you think? Now you got it.
There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
Yesterday in Vancouver, one of the highlights in the career of Tom Watt, receiving the Coach of the Year award in the National Hockey League. He dominated college hockey with the University of Toronto Varsity Blues for many years, an assistant coach here in Vancouver last year, and he's with me now tonight as the NHL Coach of the Year in his first season behind the bench of the Winnipeg Jets. And Tom, knowing you the way I do, you're going to give credit to the players and General Manager John Ferguson for the award that you won.
Well, that's true, because really if it hadn't been for Fergie being patient and saving the draft choice and so on, it was a little easier for me coming in after the hockey club had not had some very good years. And it was nice to have a young team that was on the way up, and the players certainly gave me a lot of cooperation. I'm thankful that Fergie hung in there.
Were you a little disappointed perhaps going out in the playoffs the way you did to Minnesota?
Very disappointed. We thought that we didn't play as well as we could. And you know, when it seems in the playoffs that the officiating is a little more lenient, and the type of hockey club that we have, that's not very good for us. And but we were disappointed in how we did in the first series, and we hope next year to go a little further.
Beaten by St. Louis, of course, you would have liked to have met Minnesota in the conference final.
Well, we played well. There wasn't one club in our division that had an edge on us during the season, and we felt confident no matter who we were going to meet. But St. Louis deserved to beat us. They played well in that series, and we didn't play as well as we'd hoped to play.
Okay, Tom, why don't we talk about the two coaches that did get their teams to the final. First of all, let's start with Al Arbour, your assessment of the job that he's done with the Islanders.
Well, he has 2 Stanley Cup rings, and I guess he's one period away from getting a third one as a coach. The Islanders play a very stable brand of hockey, very traditional. They're very well disciplined, especially their forwards. And, of course, that's topped off by the best percentage power play in the league. And I think it's the best power play. In my opinion, it's the best power play because you can't cheat on them. If you sag back in your zone, then they have people like Potvin and McEwen and Persson that can score from the point.
Let's give equal time to the opposing coach, Roger Nielsen, Vancouver Canucks.
Play a very tight defensive style of hockey. He's very stubborn behind the bench. He'll wait and get the match that he wants. It's not bad to have a reputation as being stubborn in the changes. And his team always plays a well-disciplined game, and you've got to get up pretty early to make sure that you're going to get the jump on him as far as the changes are concerned.
Tom, good luck with the Winnipeg Jets next season.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Tom Watt, the Coach of the Year in the National Hockey League. Coming up next, Bobby Orr's hockey legends, the great Jean Beliveau. Hockey Night in Canada continues in just a moment.
Thinking of renovating or a new home? Think of the new Waltec Pioneer washerless faucets for kitchens and to beautify bathrooms. Think Waltec Pioneer, the ultimate in quality faucets. The cartridge is made of solid brass for longer life with carefree use. Unlike other washerless faucets, Pioneer has no rubber washers, no movable seats, no springs, no plastic parts. Pioneer faucets are truly washerless, and they're a product of Waltec Industries, Canada's largest plumbing products manufacturer, serving Canadians since 1905. Pioneer washerless faucets have taken a step beyond.
Thank you. Oh, and remember, at Holiday Inn, you get our no excuses guarantee in writing. Everything in your room will be right, or we'll make it right. No excuses, or that night you stay free. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Now, what other hotel chain gives you that guarantee? A guarantee that comes from every one of us at Holiday Inn to you, because we want to take care of you. We give you a guarantee, not excuses.
For 18 seasons, one man epitomized the strength and character of the Montreal Canadiens. Jean Beliveau reminisces with Bobby Orr from the Half Moon Club in Jamaica. Bobby Orr and the Hockey Legends is brought to you by the legend of quality and freshness, Planters Nuts. Tonight, the legend of Jean Beliveau.
My pleasure to announce our selection of Canada's all-peanut team. For crunch, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For freshness, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For variety, Mr. Peanut from Planters. Taste, Mr. Peanut from Planters. And for pure entertainment, Eddie Shack.
Planters, Canada's all-peanut team.
Hey, didn't I play with you guys in L.A.? I thought so.
Jean, you're playing junior hockey in Victoriaville. The team folds, and then you have a tough decision to make.
Well, my first year in Victoriaville, that's where really I became known. I used to play against the team sponsored by the Canadian, and the team in Montreal, and team in Quebec City, the Quebec Citadels. Not only myself, but member of my family, who were used to go to Quebec City more than Montreal. I decided to go to Quebec City.
Being a French-Canadian boy, it must have been very difficult for you to refuse a contract with a Montreal junior Canadian.
It was very difficult, and I don't regret it. Those 4 years in Quebec, 2 as junior and 2 as with the Quebec Aces, were just 4 years that I would say was the foundation of his whole career for me.
Beliveau was a hero in Quebec's Coliseum, and Punch Imlach, the Aces' 1951 coach, has called Jean the greatest player he had ever coached. Finally, in 1953, Montreal general manager Frank Selke succeeded in enticing Beliveau into signing with Les Canadiens, where he was united with hockey idol Maurice Rocket Richard.
I think it was time for me to achieve a dream.
You signed a large contract with the Canadiens?
Well, I always remember Mr. Selke saying they opened the forum vault for me. In relation to today, I think there were not much in the vault. And honestly, on my part, I've always felt that if I become a member of the Canadian with what was supposed to be a big contract, it will help everybody indirectly.
Your first 2 years were not vintage Beliveau years. How did this affect you, John?
Preceded by so much publicity. I think not only in sport, but in every walk of life. You know as well as me, Bob, that I always had the feeling that whatever I was doing, it was not enough. So it made it difficult. My first 2 years were tough, and I was certainly very happy when 1955-56 came around.
Mr. Selke's team gelled. Teamed with line mates Bernie Geoffrion and Bert Olmsted, Henri Richard, defensive star Doug Harvey, and goalie Jacques Plante, Jean won both the Hart and Art Ross trophies and helped lead the Habs to the first of 5 consecutive Stanley Cups. And champagne for coach Toe Blake.
We had those 5 Stanley Cup in a row. Right away we could see that Toe had the knowledge and ability to coach a team. So right away everybody had great respect for him. I remember Toe crying after winning the Stanley Cup and crying after losing it.
Jean, you're one of the great playoff performers. Did you approach playoff hockey any differently than regular season hockey?
I don't really think so, though we all know, those who are being involved, that playoff is a little different than the regular schedule. I've always thought even if you had a little tension, that what make you well awake and ready to react with situation on the ice. I was as nervous as any other players.
In 1961, you were elected team captain. Did this surprise you at all, Jean?
I was very surprised and I was very honored.
As captain, Beliveau led by example, especially in the playoffs, where his records include most points, most assists, most power play goals, and most consecutive playoff appearances. His career boasts 10 Stanley Cup rings, 5 with general manager Sam Pollock.
He's so well informed on everything. He was strictly 24 hours a day ready to do business or do anything possible to improve the team.
You obviously planned your retirement. You started at an early age knowing that, hey, I'm not going to play forever.
Right away I realized that this career in sport will have an end. I have a long association with the brewery. A winter I would spend on marketing, another winter on delivery, and so on. So in '71, when I decided to put an end to this career, I was going back there.
If you could make one change in the game today, what would that change be?
That hockey players go back to what a hockey stick should be used. Passing, shooting, receiving a pass, and so on.
I agree.
10 All-Star selections, Hall of Fame election, sweater retirement, winner of the first ever Conn Smythe Trophy, 507 career goals, playoff performer extraordinaire, Jean Beliveau, hockey legend.
It's my pleasure to announce our selection of Canada's all-peanut team. For crunch, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For freshness, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For variety, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For taste, Mr. Peanut from Planters.
Can you believe this? 9 years with the Bruins, surrounded by a bunch of animals. They're all a bunch of nuts.
Planters, Canada's all-peanut team.
I sure hope Grapes doesn't see this.
Bobby Orr and the Hockey Legends has been brought to you by the legend of quality and freshness, Planters Nuts.
Big Jean had one of his playoff records go by the boards tonight. Jean Beliveau had scored 7 goals in a 5-game Stanley Cup final. Mike Bossy has now scored 7 goals in a 4-game Stanley Cup final so far. Well, we'll be back with more on Hockey Night in Canada in just a moment.
Right Guard knows a man needs effective protection. That's why many men use Right Guard. Right Guard has a male effectiveness formula that helps check a man's perspiration odor all day long. So no matter which Right Guard you choose, you get hard-working protection. Right Guard works hard for a man who works hard. Now in lime stick and lime deodorant spray.
If you've been waiting for John Deere lawn and garden equipment to go on sale, now's your big chance. Because right now, participating John Deere dealers are having their annual down-to-earth value sale with savings of 40 cents to $400 or more. But you'd better hurry. The sale ends June 12th. And with savings like that, you won't want to let any grass grow under your feet. The down-to-earth value sale. On now at a John Deere dealer near you.
Periscope. Up, periscope. Yeah, we'll steal the Mr. Submarine recipe and launch our missile sandwich. Launch missile. Not yet, me. Oh, I can almost taste victory. Onions. Onions. Tomato. Tomato. Fresh ham, salami, zesty spice loaf. Sounds like a super sub, Captain. Secret sauce. Secret sauce. Drat. That pulls the plug on that idea. Pull the plug. No, wait.
Mr. Submarine, nothing goes down so good.
A town can die if it ain't got protection. Well, the folks around here wouldn't buy that. So I went ahead and bought my own Res wood stain. Res protection lasts because Res grinds its color so fine that it gets right into the wood and sticks there. Buy Res protection, I said. But they wouldn't listen. And where are they now?
Hockey Night in Canada, some of the great names in the National Hockey League will be in action this summer. 14 NHL clubs and the Hockey Night in Canada All-Stars will see action in the second annual Slow Pitch Classic in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Don Cherry will be the guest speaker at a kickoff luncheon, and that's set for June 25th. That's a Friday. And if you'd like more information, why not write to the NHL Slow Pitch Classic, Niagara Falls Memorial Arena, Niagara Falls, Ontario, or call area code 416, and the number is 357-5442. It should be a good time. Right now, let's join Jim Robson.
Thank you, Steve Armitage. We go to period 3, and the question is, will it be the last period of the 1981-82 season? The Islanders have a 3-1 lead. 2 power play goals by Mike Bossy. Potvin and Trottier assisted on the first one 2 seconds before a roto penalty expired. And then Trottier and Pearson assisted on the next one, and that came 8 seconds before a Stan Smeel penalty expired. And you see the shot totals 12-5. By the way, the 2-period totals are 21-15 in favor of the Islanders, and Stan Smeel has 7 of Vancouver's 15 shots on goal. Gary Dornehieffer, the Islanders aren't the kind of the team you want to try and overcome a deficit against in the third period of a game like this.
Now, we saw in the last contest here, they have a way of shutting the gate, shutting you down completely, and we'll just have to wait and see if they do the same thing. I'm sure that's what they have in mind.
Ken Morrow shot wide of Richard Brodeur. Brodeur and Smith the goaltenders, and they've been outstanding all through the playoffs. Thomas Gradine for Kurt Fraser. Fraser in on Morrow. Morrow winds up with the puck. Gradine digs it out. Gradine trying to get in front. Smeel. Bellin's shot went wide. Potvin put it to the boards. Gradine to Smeel. Shot. Scramble. And the puck went wide of Billy Smith. Mike Bossy scoops it. Smith couldn't knock it out of the air as Neil Bellin changes the puck. Brian Trottier moves in to check it. Bellin hands it to Bourne on the board. Bourne to Dwayne Sutter. Slashed by Fraser as he centered it. Trottier ran into Brodeur. And the shot went wide as Brodeur was down, and Dwayne Sutter missed that good chance in the rebound. I think Wally Harris thought Brodeur was injured there, and he stopped the play.
That was another giveaway by the Vancouver Canucks, and Sutter set up Trottier right in front of the net, and Trotz was just a little bit too close to Brodeur. Really couldn't do that much with the puck.
I'm surprised the youngster didn't sort of take it to his backhand and try to put it upstairs. He had lots of time, really no pressure from anyone checking on the Vancouver Canucks. He was there all alone.
Cool Wally Harris, the referee, working with linesman John D'Amico and Terry Gauthier. Doug Hallward's pass around to the boards for Darcy Rota. He's hit right away by Dwayne Sutter. Hallward gets the puck, and the Islanders work in that board checking, and now Nill comes out with the puck. Jim Nill. Pass hit a skate. Rota couldn't get through. Dwayne Sutter fanned on the puck. Hart Gillies goes to it in the corner. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. We played 1 minute and 15 seconds of the third period. Campbell putting it off the board. Stephen Pearson steers it to Dwayne Sutter. Lost it to Ivan Halinka. He's one of 7 rookies in the Vancouver lineup tonight. The Islanders have 3 rookies in their lineup. Campbell with the puck. Colin Campbell. Originally a draft of the Pittsburgh Penguins out of Peterborough. Potvin steering it to Bob Nyson. Coming in with Butch Goring. Goring buzzing around in that Vancouver zone like he's been doing all night. Ties up Campbell. Halinka banks it on the boards for Nill. Nill starting away with Mark Crawford, but the pass didn't get through to Crawford. Nystrom with Tonelli going for the net. Nystrom shot. Went by Brodeur's pass and out the other side. Nystrom almost made it 4. A delayed offside will be called unless the Canucks move the puck out. And they do, so play continues. Campbell to Bolderev, shooting it in. Potvin controlling it, gets it to John Tonelli. Took a hit from Rod Delorme as Mark Crawford dumps the puck in and goes towards the bench, but stays out there as Bolderev shot. Smith made the save, and the puck is held by Billy Smith. From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, this is Stanley Cup 82 on CBC.
Come on, Gretzky. 5 up. 6 up. 7 up. 7 up. If anybody needs a 7 up, it's me. Okay. At last, clean, refreshing 7 up. And he thinks he's the greatest thing on ice.
Goring and 2 by Fosse. The goal scores for the Islanders. Stan Smeel has scored for the Canucks. Boldurev, Moline, and Williams, the Vancouver forward line. Butcher and Lindgren on defense. Garth Butcher, the rookie from Regina, getting his first chance at the playoffs. And what a night to break in. Lindgren from the point. Boldurev from back of the net. Try to get for Moline. Moline from back of the goal. Boldurev put it to the crease. Moline from the corner. Centering it for Williams, intercepted. Coolly cleared away by Mike McEwen. Butcher to Williams, scooping it in. It bounces to Billy Smith, who steers it to Mike McEwen. McEwen starting a rush to Bourne, to Trottier. On the right wing is Fosse, who has already scored twice. The pass didn't get through. Dave Williams. The crowd urging him on as the Tiger moves in on Stephen Pearson. Brett Sutter goes after Williams on the end board. Smeel after the puck. In goes Smith. Bumping into Stephen Pearson, but the Islanders come out with the puck. Mark Gillies couldn't catch up with it. Neil Bellet lost it off his stick. Trying to handle big Mark Gillies, who centered it. Brodeur made a great save again. Brodeur with 2 big saves. Langevin passing it. Brent Sutter trying to center it. Puck goes to Stan Smeel. Brodeur remarkable in that flurry. Gradine coming in on Langevin. Gradine going for the net. Langevin forces into the corner. Gillies getting the puck. She's just past the 4-minute mark. Third period, Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Neil Bellet. Tonelli goes in to check him, giving him trouble back in the net. Tonelli with that puck. To Nystrom. Smith trying to save it, Nystrom. Smith winds up with the puck. To Smeel. To Fraser. Coming in with Halinka. Fraser. Shot. Hit Lane. That stung him a bit. Shakes it off. Stays out there. It's been a long hockey road for Gordy Lane from the International League to the Stanley Cup Final. Over the years, in comes Jim Nils. Billy Smith stops Nils' rising shot. Lane with the puck. This is Goring with a pass. Campbell puts it off the boards and Miss Halinka. Lane shooting it in. Tonelli hustling after it. So's Jim Nill of the Canucks. Nill goes to the ice, knocked down along the boards. Nystrom and Hallward, and Tonelli goes to that puck again. Hallward keeping it moving on the end boards. Ran into Bob Nystrom. Nystrom and Tonelli doing some of that great forechecking on the boards that they do so well night after night. Campbell ties up Tonelli. Halinka helping out. Got the puck outside the line. Potvin with the puck. Islanders controlling a 3-1 lead as Potvin's pass misses Nystrom. Doug Hallward rushing with the puck. Wayne Merrick moves to check him. In goes Darcy Rhoda. Gordy Lane at the end of a long shift bumps him in the end boards. Potvin digs out the puck. Puts it around on the glass. Hallward to Lindgren. Keller is there to check in. Lane can't get off the ice. He's at the far side from the bench. Merrick fell down. Lindgren lost the puck. Anders Keller played it back to Denny Potvin. Over to Lane. Mark Crawford moves to him. This is Billy Carroll. Turning with the puck, looking in front. Put it in the slot. And the shot deflects off Lindgren as Anders Keller got the shot away. Mark Crawford down the left boards. His pass tipped away. Check, check, check. That's the Islanders' game right now as they send 2 men in very deep forecheck. They lead 3-1. Crawford. Bumped by Morrow. Trottier's pass intercepted by Mark Crawford. Rookie Mark Crawford. Checked by McEwen as the puck is bouncing in front. Behind the Islander goal. A backhander by Boldurev. Good save by Smith on Boldurev. Boldurev in front missed the pass. Lindgren goes in against Keller to keep the puck in. Keller and Linden battle for it. Billy Smith is yelling, freeze it as the play stops. And Mark Crawford skates into the trap, throwing a check. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Petro-Canada is people. Experienced business people providing you with top-quality Petro-Canada products and service wherever you go. From coast to coast, Petro-Canada is Canadians, serving you with Canadian energy and putting its earnings back into the search for more oil. Petro-Canada, it's ours.
Michael Botany, head and shoulders, and I mean head and shoulders, the greatest goal scorer that ever come down the pike. He does it all. Great, great hockey player, and you get the feeling, like I do, that on occasion or most of the times there should be two pucks out there. The Islanders totally controlling the puck and totally controlling the play.
Well, that's certainly true, Howie, and it's not how well the Canucks will do this period. It's will the Islanders let them? You know, that's going to determine the outcome of this third period.
Well, against any other team in the league, they'd have the score tied by now.
Boulder Irvin Trotty on the face-off to Billy Smith's right. Trotty got it to Bossy. Smith intercepts, takes the shot. It's off the target. Langevin slides it to Bourne. To Trotty. He's got Bossy on his right as the puck is shot in. Richard Brodeur scooping it around to the boards for Williams. Lawson steps, goes to it. Gets it to Williams. It deflects to Bellin. To Boulder. He's got Moline on his right. Boulder shoots and deflects off of Stephen Pearson, tipping it up into the seats. 12:38 left in the third period.
Well, that's the first time this period that there's been a 3-on-2 on the Islander defense. Normally what they're doing is getting the puck in, sending one man in to check, and he gets control of the puck in the corner, and they give it back to the points. Certainly they're not getting caught except on that occasion, and they got caught by, I think, the best forward on the Vancouver Canucks tonight, Ivan Boulder. Played himself a heck of a hockey game.
How about Stan Schmiel? Not a bad forward tonight either.
Played well, but I think Bolderev has made more things happen. Carried the puck, beat more people, created more openings.
Right now, Gradine's out there with Smeal and Fraser, and the defense for Vancouver is Campbell and Howard. The Islanders have Potvin on defense with Lane. Put around on the boards for Clark Gillies. Picked up on the boards by Smeal. And out comes Trottier with Brent Sutter taking the pass. Back to Trottier, and they're offside. I'd like to mention an Islander, and you're looking at Clark Gillies, but another bearded member of this team, Ken Morrow, went out fishing with some of the players here in British Columbia waters on Friday and caught an 18-pound salmon. And furthermore, he caught it off a boat owned by a Vancouver Canucks scout, George Wood. And, of course, Morrow and his teammates, there's Morrow, telling him about being the big fisherman.
And they were talking about the one that got away, though.
Oh, there was 3 or 4 that got away. And they were all bigger. Gradine with the puck. Fraser in on Lane. Fraser shoots. Rebound. Gradine missing a good chance.
Well, that's been the difference. I mean, if there is a difference where the Islanders really excel is when the opportunity to put the puck in the net, the Islanders do it. The Canucks, they have problems when that chance is there. And Gradine, not very often that he misses, but just in the wrong position, skated by the puck. And there goes another scoring chance down the drain.
Watch Potvin go the wrong way here. He didn't pick up Gradine, and I'm quite surprised Gradine didn't slow down. He's pretty good in front of the net. Had he slowed down, been looking for the rebound, by a good chance he might have put it in, and we'd have a 3-2 hockey game. But listen to this crowd. Halfway through the third period, and they're still thoroughly backing the Vancouver Canucks and having themselves a ball. Great, great hockey fans.
12 minutes, 4 seconds left on the clock. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Brent Sutter. To Brian Trottier to Clark Gillies. Gillies shoots. Brodeur kicked it away. Garth Butcher with the puck. To Darcy Rota. From Prince George, British Columbia. Darcy Rota. Formerly with the Hawks and the Flames. Couldn't get through that Islander defense. Butcher with the puck. Flips it in. Ken Morrow chasing it. Took a hit from Darcy Rota on the inboard. What a check by Rota as the puck is covered up. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
Round, 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 it gets around. It gets around to the best parties in town. I always take my pleasure back because it's real well done. gets around. Pleasure Park, round, round. It gets around. Pleasure Park.
Now the Canucks have thrown everything at the Islanders except the kitchen sink, but the Islanders don't lose their cool. They don't get frustrated. They don't panic.
Well, that was the key there. Rhoda gave Ken Morrow a pretty good shot against the boards, and Morrow didn't lose his cool, held his poise, and said, hey, that's part of the game. I'm not going to take a penalty and put the team in trouble.
Stephen Pearson's pass tipped away. Rhoda coming in with the puck. His pass blocked by Pearson, who stayed right with him. Butcher on the boards to Nil. Coming in with Halinka. Nil into the slot. Couldn't get the shot. Lindgren shoots. It hit Billy Smith through the traffic. And Billy Smith, I don't think saw that one, but he's stopping the ball.
You're totally right there. It hit him through the traffic. He knew the shot was down low, and he went down on his knees, or the butterfly spread, and the puck did hit him.
Now, Howie, sometimes you have to be lucky. This is one of those occasions. The deflection with Pearson in front of the net and hit Smith and into the corner. Short shifts. That's what the Canucks are doing right now, throwing everything at New York. They've carried the play for the last 3 or 4 minutes, but just can't put one in the net.
Well, I just don't think it's possible for those fellas to give up or to quit. And this crowd is just waving the towels now with as much or more enthusiasm as they did at the opening game. Great to see it. Great to be part of it.
Williams and Trottier on the faceoff. Lane with the puck. 10:56 left on the clock. Neil Belland with the puck. Now to Snap. Nice move to him. Crawford plays it back to Belland. 2 rookies in the Vancouver lineup. Williams with the puck. In on Potvin. The shot. Smith took it in the chest. And Potvin really decked Tiger Williams. Henry put the shot.
I'll tell you, when you go in on that Potvin one-on-one and you shoot the puck, you just don't want to watch the goalie make the save, because if you do, you pay the price.
I like the guys that make that pretty pass and then look back to admire it. Then you find yourself up in row 7. That Potvin always finishes his checks. It really didn't look like a difficult shot. Smith perhaps made it look a little more difficult than it was. And you saw Crawford knock Lane into the net.
You know, I was talking with some NHL authorities the other night, hockey authorities. They said, hey, that Tiger Williams, how can he play in the National Hockey League? Well, you know, in this series, he's +3. He's got the best of the Canucks at +9 in the playoffs. How about that?
Bolderev couldn't get that puck in front. Harold Smith shoots at the flick high. Up into the seats and out of play. 10:28 left on the clock. 3-1 Islanders.
Well, back to the Tiger, you know, your eyes tell you that he's a poor skater, that he's a very, very poor puck handler. He hasn't got much of a shot. One-on-one, he couldn't beat your grandmother, but when the series is all over, they're going to say, who had the best record, goals for, goals against, and it's the Tiger.
I love this crowd. All right, this is what it's all about.
They know they're beaten, they know they're outclassed, but they know they're on their way to the Stanley Cup again. Someday in this club.
Harold Smith shot the flick fly. Trusty and Williams in the corner. Bolderev taking a swipe at the puck. Mike Fossey goes to it. Scoops it. Smith knocks it down. Bolderev, jump block. Moline couldn't get through. Billy Smith steers the puck away. Mike Fossey slides it out. Vancouver's best pressure perhaps in the entire game right now. They're down 3-1, but they keep working to try and get back in it. This might be icing. Bolderev asks if the puck gets to it, so it's called an offside pass. With a score, the Islanders 3, Vancouver 1. This is Stanley Cup 82.
Hey, Rich Little. I see you taking a break.
That's right.
What's that, chicken?
Listen, Pilgrim, this happens to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, the best tasting chicken there is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, made with the Colonel's original recipe of 11 different herbs and spices, see?
I see.
Frankly, my boy, Rich can imitate a lot of people, but nobody can imitate the great taste of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Not even Chicken Little.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Colonel's taste is best.
Well, you remember making that comment about having 2 pucks out there. Ever since you said that, the Canucks have controlled it. They must have a direct line right to the bench.
Well, I wish they'd have one to the net.
Mark Gillies along the boards against Smeal. Smeal gets the puck to Fraser. for Campbell. It's tipped away. Brent Sutter checks it loose. Hallward puts it on the boards. Dwayne Sutter to Gillies, coming in with Brent Sutter. Brent Sutter in the slot. Bump. A shot by Green Sutter went high, and it went into the crowd.
I'll tell you, the Vancouver Canucks do not deserve to be 3-2 or within one goal of New York, but I'd like to see them get a goal to make it 3-2. The last 4 or 5 minutes would be tremendously entertaining. Who knows? You might even go into overtime then.
Williams still an agitator at every opportunity, still making Bossy pay. But I don't think Bossy minds. He's already got 2 goals in tonight's game.
Thomas Gradine into the Islanders' zone. Stephen Pearson took him off the puck. This is Clark Gillies. Shot hit Doug Hallward. Loose puck in front. It's loose. Brodeur down, covering it up. And Hallward fixes it up in front of the net. With young Brent Sutter, and they all get into it now. But there has not been a major penalty in this game yet.
Touch around the net, and I would have to agree with you, Gary. The Vancouver Canucks might lose 4 straight, but they've been the biggest winners in hockey today. I would say that they've all gained respect. They've got, I would think, respect for management. They've put a group of fellows together that average skills, but they got big hearts. They're all playing a system, and they all want to win.
A little repair job in the net behind Richard Brodeur. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
At Ford of Canada, quality is more than a priority. Quality is job one.
Because of the new designs, there's a new spirit of craftsmanship in here.
Yes, I have pride of my own work at the Ford Motor Company, just like I have pride of my own work at home.
I put 100% effort into my job because people want to buy a car that will last.
Better and better, see what we've done. And Ford quality is job one.
Al Arbor pacing up and down, thinking about that Stanley Cup ring. He already has 6 of them. 4 as a player, 2 as a coach. John D'Amico, I wonder how his work is here, John. Is he doing that right, Howie? Is he tying it up right? Over and under, over and under. Attaboy, John.
You should see me tie my knot, my fishing line. It's horrendous. There's no way in the world I can fix that net.
Yeah, gentlemen, I went through an experience also with the Philadelphia Flyers. We had won 2 cups, and then in '76, the Canadians beat us 4 straight. And it's a very frustrating time when you give it your best effort, and everything that we did, the other club did just a little bit better. And so you can sympathize with what the Canucks are going through.
They're up above the ice. You see the Vancouver contingent. On the far right is Jackie Gordon, and then young John Milford, Jake Milford, the general manager, and Harry Neal, the soon-to-be general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. And Larry Popine also works behind the scenes, and he's the guy on the other end of the headset to assistant coach Ron Smith. I guess D'Amico did a pretty good job. They're going to go ahead here.
Jim, what establishes a dynasty? How many Stanley Cups in a row?
The Islanders would be a dynasty if they wrap up the 3rd straight, I would say. But that's always a matter of debate. In goes Stanley to check Garth Butcher, a 19-year-old in the Vancouver defense. Kirk Fraser, deflected away by Stephen Pearson. 8:52 left on the clock. Fraser to Smeel, who's been working so hard all night, is taken to the ice and gets up slowly. Butcher trying to keep it in, puts it into the slot. Out comes Stephen Pearson with Stanley and Goring. Pearson controlling the puck. Trying to get it to Goring, and Lindgren winds up in possession. To Gradine. Coming in with Fraser and Smeel. Fraser in the slot. Trying to get it over to Smeel, but it went off the skate. Tonelli dumps it in as they change on the fly with 8:17 left on the clock. Harold snips from back of the net. Wayne Merrick checking him, and out comes Halinka. Halinka in on Lane and Potvin. Halinka couldn't get through, still controlling the puck. Doug Hallward turning from the corner. Hallward centering it. Potvin is there to block it. Hallward again. Smith goes to the puck. Crawford back of the net, missed it. Potvin winds up with the puck. Hallward can't keep it onside. Merrick and Smith racing to the puck. Wayne Merrick centering it. Intercepted in front by Doug Hallward, getting back to defend, and the puck goes out of play.
You know, the Islanders remind me of the old Montreal Canadiens when they were knocking off 3, 4, 5 in a row. You could play them for 18 minutes in their own end, and the puck was around the outside, behind the net, around the outside. When it was all over, you look back and say, hey, Sternen didn't really make too many saves, or Pond really didn't make too many saves. They're just amazing how able they are to keep the puck around the outside and then always have someone in a position to take advantage of a mistake that the Canucks or the opposition makes.
And also adjust to whatever style the opposition throws at them, whether it's a skating game or a hitting game. They can play in any type of style that is presented to them.
7:36 left on the clock. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Ivan Boldurev to Lars Lindgren to Garth Butcher. Getting a lot of ice time. He loses the puck to Bourne. Crutchy. There's Bossy in the slot. Bossy. And Brodeur made the save as Bossy was going for the hat trick. Williams loses it to Bourne. Bossy's in the slot again. And he just failed to get the shot. Lindgren couldn't get it out. Ryan Crutchy's weak shot knocked down Bossy while being checked shot wide. Bourne to Trottier, looking for Bossy in the slot again. How many chances can you have on a shift? Boldurev to Williams. Couldn't get it out. Trottier moving in on Butcher. Bourne waiting in front. Brodeur covers up the puck. Live from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Providing their share of the family income makes a lot of sense to a lot of women these days. And so does buying life insurance. Think about your future and talk it over with a Mutual Life of Canada agent.
Well, gentlemen, that Bossy is just something else. Jim has said many a time, Boldurev was all over him. He had 2 shots. Lindgren was laying all over him. He had 2 shots. And still he shakes guys free and gets in the hole.
Steps from back of the net as the Vancouver team continues to try. They're showing an awful lot of that. But they're still down 3-1 as in comes Halinka, went off his leg. So the play's offside. 6:32 left, and there's big Ivan Halinka. Quite an adjustment for him from Czechoslovakia to Canada this year.
He's played extremely well tonight, Ivan Halinka. I'm not his greatest fan, but he's played well tonight. There's Bossy cutting in for the net, and it's not too often the puck's right on his stick or back at his feet that he doesn't control it and get a pretty good shot at the net.
Bossy has scored twice, both second-period power play goals. Butch Goring had opened the scoring for the Islanders. Stan Spiel tied it for Vancouver late in the first period. The first game of the series, 6-5 in overtime. A long overtime game won by the Islanders, then 6-4 as in comes Dwayne Sutter. Harold Smith checked the puck away. Then, of course, it was 3-0 here in Game 3. 6:10 left in this one, and it's 3-1 Islanders. And the Canucks keep coming on, trying to get something going. But Brent Sutter gets the puck. Brent Sutter moving in. Halinka slowing him up along the board, staying with him, and took him out. Dwayne Sutter, and they're battling for the puck. Hallward slides it out. Langevin to Pearson, who shoots it in. Richard Brodeur stops it back of the net. Step to Rhoda. To Smeal, too far ahead. Potvin steers it away. In goes Butch Goring. Puck got away from him. Lars Lindgren scoops it out for Stan Spiel. Checked off the puck by Tonelli. Potvin to Goring, who's out there with Tonelli and Nystrom. All excellent checkers. Neil Della Lindgren beats him to it. The big Swedish defenseman to Stansfield. Checked right away by Stanley. Forced to dump the puck out. 5 minutes. 5 minutes left on the clock. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Went off Field skate. In comes Stanley. Moving in on Belland, who goes after him. Hauls him down. Young Belland stays with Tonelli. Still with him along the boards. Nystrom digging out the puck. To the point. To Morrow. To the opposite corner. What an effort. A lot of effort by these two clubs right now. Look at them hammer away. Work hard. And Tonelli got it to Goring. Belland stayed with him. Belland and Lindgren tying up Tonelli and Nystrom. They're weary as they stop the play. The Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
If you love the natural beauty of wood, protect it with Olympic oil stain. Olympic penetrates to give you a strong finish. For extra protection, there's Olympic Weather Screen. It's a stain and wood preservative. To stain over paint, Olympic Latex Stain. Each gives you a strong finish and a look that's rich, warm, and mellow.
Olympic paints and stains. One strong finish after another. Now buy 3 and get 4 on all Olympic products.
There's the time left in Game 4 of the 1982 Stanley Cup Final. Trottier and Boulder have face off. McEwen goes to the puck. He's on defense with Morrow. Trottier, Bourne, and Bossy up front for New York. The Canuck defense, Harold Steps and Doug Hallward. Steps checked by Trottier. The puck goes loose. Now Moline takes possession. Boulder, Williams, and Moline, the Canuck forward line. Williams checked by Bossy, who keeps after the puck. Bourne dumps it in. Steps goes to the puck. In goes Trottier to check. Trottier falls, checking Steps. But in goes Bourne to tie up Steps. Trottier's also there, and they have to cover up the puck.
You know what's really interesting? The Canucks have extended the Islanders to the limit, and have they ever responded here in Vancouver? I mean, what a great road team there.
Yep, I have to totally agree with you, and it seems that I've been doing that quite a bit, Gary, but the Vancouver Canucks, look at the crowd, have just provided great entertainment since the middle of March. They've had a winning attitude. They've worked extremely hard, and they've beaten a lot of hockey clubs that really a lot of people didn't think that they could beat. They've really put hockey back on the map here in Vancouver.
Langevin shooting it on the end boards for Brent Sutter. Coming in front, he backhands it to the crease. Gillies fell going after the puck. Bolderev, the veteran from Sault Ste. Marie, the oldest Vancouver Canuck at 32 years of age, to Tiger Williams. Checked by Mark Gillies, who takes it to the board. Stephen Pearson with the puck with 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Islanders 3, Canucks 1. Moline winds up with the puck now to Lindgren. For Bolderev, it went off his skate. Gillies starts back for New York. Dumping it in as the Islanders go into forecheck. The Sutter boys move into check, and the puck comes to Williams. To Moline. To Bolderev. In on Langevin. Bolderev. Put it in front. Wide of the net. Williams after it on the board. Bumped off the puck. Brent Sutter tripped by Williams, and the play goes on. And both clubs showing signs of fatigue now. When those players go to the ice, they're a little slower getting up. 2:52 left on the clock. Nils couldn't pick it up. Mark Crawford backhands it. Billy Smith kicks it away. Dwayne Sutter slides it out. It'll be icing as Neil Belland goes after the puck. And the extra from Sudbury gets to the puck as icing is called on New York. Howie, 2:35 left. And there's the Islander bench. This is young Mark Crawford coming in here.
He takes it to his backhand and just lets a weak backhander go. Billy Smith had no trouble with it at all. And I think really the big difference outside of Islanders having considerable more talent has been the goaltending of Billy Smith early in the hockey game and late in the hockey game. In particular, he's made 6 or 7 stops that might have beaten him, and we could have had a 3-2 hockey game. He has stayed on his feet. Nothing has beat him on the short side. Nothing has got between his legs, and nothing has got over his shoulder. Tremendous exhibition by both goaltenders of how to play goal.
Vancouver, here's Linka putting it in front, and Smith steered it away. Crawford from the corner. Nil from back of the net. Checked by Goring. Potvin and Nil battling near the corner. the boards to center ice. 2:20 left as you see the time running down. Maybe it's the end of the 1982 season. Vancouver needs 2 goals to come back and tie this one. Keep working for it. Halinka shot. There was Smith again to kick it away. Nice with Lane. And the puck is flipped in the Vancouver zone. Bellin back for it. All these fans haven't given up. Trying to rally the Canucks in the late stages. Big Ivan Halinka chased by Butch Goring. Halinka turning with the puck. To Cross. To Hallward. Went off his skate over the net. Hallward centering it. Vancouver player Stan Smeel, clipped by a stick, is down on the ice. Smeel injured, and has he ever given it his all in his years with the Canucks, his 4 seasons? Now he's looking around to see who did it. The finger is pointing at Billy Smith, the goaltender, for clipping Stan Smeel. And Smith has really been avoiding this kind of thing in the last few games. We'll see what happens. Smeel in front.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh. You know, absolutely no need for it at all to come up like that. That's the way that Smith plays the game of goal. You get in too close and you're going to get the stick up in the face.
He got it right in the mouth. And Stan Smeel is really livid as the goal stick of Billy Smith caught him in the mouth. And you see the blood in Smeel's face. He's calling for a penalty, but Wally Harris I don't think is going to give one. We'll another look at it here. Smeel's cutting in front. He's not in the crease. Look at that. There's the stick.
Well, leading 3-1 with 1 minute 37 seconds to go, there's absolutely no need for it at all. I wouldn't condemn him too much for making that play the first or second game of a series. It's a little bit of a warning, and actually he did play that type of hockey the first or second game in the series, but since coming to Vancouver has done nothing but play excellent goal. He's very docile.
Roger Nielsen and Ron Smith at the Vancouver bench, and the Islanders giving a little support to their goaltender, Billy Smith. Stan Smeel talking to Tiger Williams at the Vancouver bench. He was arguing for a penalty of some kind, hoping to get a late power play here with 1 minute and 37 seconds left. But Wally Harris did not call a penalty, and there's the steamer. Kid with a lot of character.
Jim, I've got to go back again and say Ivan Halinka, the centerman for the Vancouver Canucks, has just played an extremely consistent game tonight. He's skating like we all thought he could skate. He's a Czechoslovakian, has been a star in European hockey, and he's just been come see, come saw all winter long here at Vancouver. At times showed traces of his great skills, but very, very inconsistent. He skated not good, not bad, but tonight, every shift on the ice, he's made something happen. He has great skills and could be a great asset to the Canucks and to hockey in North America if he had more consistency.
A delay while they clean up some of the debris, including some of those white towels. 1:37 left on the clock. Mike Bossy has scored twice. It was 1-1 after 1 period. Bossy scored 2 power play goals in the second period. The Islanders have had 2 goals disallowed in this game, but it's still 3-1, and there's the time remaining.
Jim, I said earlier about Mike Bossy. He has 34 goals in the last 2 years in the playoffs, 81 and 82, and in 70 games. This is his 70th playoff hockey game. He has scored 52 goals, and he has 45 assists. That's almost a point and a half a game. As I've said not once, but a dozen times, I think he's the greatest goal scorer that ever played the game. And I know the old Rocket Richard and Gordie Howe fans are going to say, hey, you lost, you're off your rocker. But I've seen him do so many things, score so many different ways, and great reaction from skates to stick to quick release and in the net.
And he has a new honor. Mike Bossy has been named the winner of the Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player in the playoffs. I wonder what they'll say if this game is not over yet, that Vancouver comes back and scores a couple of goals. But we've been passed along that information as Williams put Bossy in on the board, and the crowd respond to that. Well, they've made that announcement, but this game in this series is really not over. But there's a minute and 22 seconds left, and the Islanders have a 3-1 lead in the game and a 3-0 lead in the series. And there's a look at Bossy. So I would imagine they put an asterisk beside it. There's a look at the Smythe Trophy. Butch Goring won it last year.
You know, I thought that if you really paid Mike Bossy some attention, you made it rough for him, and you constantly finish the check, you might be able to reduce his efficiency. But I'll tell you, let some check rub them over the back of the head, and that's goodbye, Mike, from Tiger Williams. We'll see you next October.
A high stick by Williams that caught Bossy on the forehead. Williams has been staying out of the penalty box a lot in the series. There's the Stanley Cup as they're shining it up. I don't know what the Vancouver people feel when they see that, because they still have a little hope left in this building with a minute and 22 seconds left and a 3-1 Islander lead. And the Canucks keep trying and trying, but aren't getting too many good scoring chances. They've been outshot 28-24 in the game. Have really been in every game in the series. In goes Bob Bourne. Now it's Trottier to Bourne. Couldn't control the pass. 1:12 left. The first game, a long overtime game. The second game was 4-all with 12 minutes to go. The third game was 2-0 till late in the game. And this game has been 3-1 Islanders since midway through the second period. We're in the last minute of regulation time. Lars Moline. Vancouver's goal is empty now. The Canucks using 6 attackers, desperately trying to get some late goals. They need 2. The puck is cleared into the seats. 40 seconds left in regulation time.
Well, you know, it's been just a great hockey game, tremendously interesting. I would think the fans here are very happy with everything except the final outcome. But if you were to sit down and really examine the referee's performance, I would think you could question a lot of his judgment. But you can't question the judgment really, because it has been an excellent hockey game, and they make the hockey game as much or more than the hockey players.
Stan Smith is back out of the ice after that flip from Billy Smith's stick. And Potvin and Smith and the officials are having a conference here. Wally Harris wants to keep a lid on things. Well, the Vancouver Canucks are down and their net is empty. But, you know, they're going to scrap and battle and fight right down to that last second.
Oh, they certainly are, and the fans are staying right with them. Jim, you and I have sat here many a game this year, 3-1 down, or even a tie hockey game with 5 minutes to go, and the place would start to empty. Every seat is still occupied. The fans here are still waving the white towels. They're still hollering.
Vancouver has called a timeout. Well, Gary Dornehieffer and David Hodge are in position if there is a presentation of the Stanley Cup, and there's every indication, even to this huge crowd, that there will be. You'll hear interviews after the game as Vancouver talking over at the bench. Well, the Canucks really caught fire late in the season as you look at Doug Hallward. They knocked off Calgary 3 straight. Los Angeles shocked the whole league by beating Edmonton. And the Canucks knocked off Los Angeles in 5. Then Chicago surprised by winning the North Division. And Vancouver beat Chicago in 5 with great goaltending from Richard Brodeur. But running into the great Islanders, and Billy Smith appears to have brought the Cinderella story to a finish.
Well, I said earlier, Richard Brodeur gave the Canucks a 1-goal advantage at the start of every game. That's how well he was playing. And certainly here in the Islander series, it's been equal. Smith has just played extremely well every game in the 4th.
6 attackers for Vancouver. Bolderev and Trottier facing off. From the point, Hallward shoots. Kicked up wide. Close call. Jam up back of the net. Stan Smith from the corner. Bolderev after the puck. Trottier gets control. Trottier some scoring. He has an empty net to shoot at. He shoots. It's blocked by Moline. 22 seconds left. You can see the time running out. Tiger Williams taken to the ice by Trottier. The 2 friends battling along the board. Friends off the ice, competitors on it. The The 7th time he'll have sipped champagne from the Stanley Cup. Billy Smith, not popular here, but they love him in Long Island, and why not? His 15th win in the playoffs. The Canucks around Richard Brodeur. As the players stay on the ice, Al Arbour and Gordie Lane. Al Arbour, 3 times the winning coach, consecutive victories in the Stanley Cup Finals. His captain, Denny Potvin, who played a great game tonight, Howie.
He certainly did, as did Billy Smith, and I thought a fellow who played extremely well, Bobby Nystrom. Every time he handled the puck, he made something happen. Worked as hard as you could ask any hockey player to work. And Jim, I think you'd have to agree that big blue machine from Long Island, New York, tremendous talent. They're going to be very, very hard to take that Stanley Cup away from.
There's a good shot of Richard Brodeur and Mike Bossy. 2 stories in the Stanley Cup Final and the series. And I know they know Richard Brodeur personally. He was an Islander before.
Tremendous hockey club, the New York Islanders, and Clark, is it as exciting as the first one?
Oh yeah, I think this was even. Well, it can't be better, but it sure is exciting because it's 3. It's the first time anybody in the United States has ever done that. We're all Canadians, most of us, but it's just a great feeling. We're so happy right now.
Clark, you must look back to the Pittsburgh series when you were so close to being eliminated, and I don't know, did that wake you guys up after that?
Well, that was the biggest scare we've had in, I would say, the last 5 years, almost my whole career, because we never expected Pittsburgh to be as tough, but they gave us a hell of a battle. And to come back and win it the way we did was just the greatest thrill, and it really just got us going.
Why is it you guys, you played so well on the road, you just shut down the Canucks completely in these 2 games?
We go out and we work hard, we go home, and I think maybe we try and play a little too fancy at home. We get on the road, we play a basic defensive safe game, and we work for breaks in the other team's end. And when we get our opportunities, we usually make the best of them, and that's basically how we win on the road.
Congratulations on a fine series.
Thanks, Tony.
Well,
John, congratulations, and I guess you're the guy, as we look back, the Pittsburgh series, the winning goal in sudden death overtime, you must shake your head and wonder, boy, oh boy, if we would have lost that, we certainly wouldn't be here.
Well, it's what a teammate score, eh? I think that's the secret to our team. Anybody on our...
No matter who Coach Al Arbour sets out there, you're always working for one another in the corner work. You and Bob Nystrom on that line, Goring, it doesn't stop.
Oh, thanks, Gary. We got a bunch of cornermen on this team, just like you. And we look forward to winning this cup, and by God, we did it, and we thank God for it.
Well, what's in store for you now? Little holiday?
That's for sure. I'm going to relax and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary.
Let's go back upstairs now.
Okay, Gary, there's what it's all about. And a lot of the Vancouver fans are standing and applauding. They stayed here in the building. They gave the Canucks a tremendous ovation when they left the ice. And now they're applauding. And there's the guy holding it up, who was the sniper, the 2nd and 3rd goals again tonight. Mike Bossy, winner of the Smythe Trophy.
What came from out behind the net, and I don't even know what happened. Well, the guy we never had a chance to look at with that face mask of his on, but we see him now, Billy Smith, a fine series and a great job of net mining, along with Richard Brodeur.
Oh, yeah, it was a great series. Richard played well, and I had to do the same in order to win.
Well, it seems that the Vancouver Canucks, they threw everything possible at you, but when they needed a goal, they just couldn't get it by you.
Well, that's my job. My team plays pretty well in front of me. And it's the old saying, you got to come up with the big save at the right time, and I feel that's what I did.
Billy, fine effort and congratulations. Enjoy the cup. Let's go back upstairs again.
Okay, Gary, Denny Potvin with the Stanley Cup. 3 straight times. He'll have his name on it. The Islanders in the playoffs for the 8th consecutive year. Howie, who's ever going to beat this team? They're pretty young yet.
Well, I thought the only club in the league that really had a shot at beating was in the same division or in the same section, the Montreal Canadiens. If they acquired in National Hockey League goaltending, they had a shot at it, but they went out quick by Quebec. The Islanders, though, Jim, have just a tremendous power play. They were 8 for 20 with Bossy and Trottier showing the way. Billy Smith played very sound goals, spectacular at times. Here in Vancouver, he allowed 1 goal in 2 games. Denny Potvin was the Potvin that I remember 4 or 5 years ago. He controlled the play behind the blue line. He was tremendous on the point, and certainly did he make the long pass, the short pass coming out of his own end. And the Islanders killed penalties. They allowed the Canucks just 4 goals in, 19 or 20 tries.
Yes, and the Islanders are popping the champagne corks as they win it on the road for the first time after winning it twice at home. This is Stanley Cup 82 from Vancouver.
Here's a confidence and quality offer to turn the import world upside down. It's on the new size Ford Ranger. Ranger offers a 2-year comprehensive warranty and 2-year scheduled maintenance at no extra cost, and a $300 cash rebate, plus features to turn the imports right around. Ranger has a double wall box, the imports don't, and tough twin I-beam suspension. Ranger will turn the import world upside down. See it at Ford and Mercury dealers. Built Ford tough. Ford Ranger.
With everything Canadian Tire sells, you might think our name should be Canadian Auto Parts. And fishing. Sporting goods. And camping. And plumbing. And houseware. And home improvement. And hardware. But you can call us Canadian Tire for short. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
I'm Jackie Stewart. We've just applied Blue Poly's new Poly Protectant to half of this vinyl roof and Armorall to the other half. They both beautify. But look, after 2 automatic car washings, Armorall is nearly washed off. But not Blue Poly. Its special polysealant formula seals in the beauty. It's still present up to 50 washings, so why use any other protectant? Get Blue Poly, Poly Protectant. It seals in the beauty, seals out the elements.
There you see it, the final score. The New York Islanders defeating the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 3-1. They sweep the best-of-7 final series in 4 straight. Well, it's now my pleasure to call upon the president of the National Hockey League, Mr. John Ziegler, to present the Conn Smythe Trophy to the outstanding player in the playoffs, the Islanders' Mike Bossy. Mr. Ziegler?
Thank you. It's indeed a pleasure. Mike, you had a tough opponent. I think your team played superbly. You deserved to win, and out of a great series, there's always a great star, and it's a great pleasure to present you the Conn Smythe Trophy as the outstanding player in the playoffs. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. There's the trophy. Michael, you've held the Stanley Cup for 3 straight years. The first time you won the Conn Smythe. How does this rate?
Well, I sure am glad I won it last year. I thought I had a chance, and the team won, and I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to win it, but I'm very glad that we won the Stanley Cup. That's our first concern and main concern, and I'm sure glad this came along with it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike Bossy. Thank you very much, Mr. John Ziegler, the president of the National Hockey League. Right now, let's go to the Islanders' dressing room, where Dave Hodge is standing by with Brian Trottier.
Who is, of course, a former Conn Smythe Trophy winner himself and this year's point-scoring leader in the playoffs. I don't know if you planned it this way, but when the Islanders won the first cup, you scored 29 points in the playoffs. Last year, you scored 29 points, and this year, you scored 29 points. Now, you figure that out for me, will you?
I really can't, Dave. I'm just happy to contribute. The guys were working hard. They're bearing down in scoring opportunities to put me right back up there again this year. I can't be more appreciative than seeing that silver thing back in this dressing room.
After 3 in a row, people out there are going to wonder if this is subdued compared to the first time or the second time. I guess the noise says it, but why don't you use some words, too?
Well, it's always different. You know, I can understand how Montreal felt all those years they were winning it. You know, I just hope people don't get sick and tired of seeing us win it like they told me they were sick and tired of Montreal winning it. We're just so proud of everybody in this dressing room, and you can't express just how happy you really feel, Dave.
One of the differences you talk about is that this one has been won on the road. Now, you have a long flight home that I don't imagine is going to concern you at all. Tomorrow, what do you think the reaction is going to be back in Long Island?
I hope they come out to meet us because, you know, they were very supportive of us throughout the year, and, you know, they paid a good dollar to come and see us, and we just hope that we're going to see a nice warm welcome when we get back there because we appreciate you guys back in New York, and I just want to say hello to Mom and Dad back in Belle Marie and all the family. I love y'all.
Well, we may be in the shower for a minute. We're going to bring a couple of Sutter brothers up here, 2 of 4 in the NHL, and there might be a couple more next year. There are very few of these Islanders who have not experienced this, and this is one of them, Brent Sutter. Now, you saw Dwayne the last couple of years do it, and you imagine what it'd be like. Tell me what it's like.
It's hard to explain, Dave. It's an unbelievable feeling, and I'm just so happy for all these guys because, you know, they've worked so hard for it, and, you know, they're a bunch of winners, and this is the best. That's all there is to it.
Come on, man! Brent is 19 years old, and now we hear what it's like for the veteran who's at 22 years old winning his third cup in his third NHL season. Blasé or what?
Well, it's nice all the time. Every time it gets better. We're just glad to be a part of it.
You want to say hello to the ranch back in Viking and the two older brothers who haven't yet experienced this and the two younger ones who would like to?
Well, yes, I would. I'd like to say hi to everybody back home and that, and I'm sure Brian and Darryl will get their chance someday because, you know, I feel they've worked very hard for where they've gotten today, and they'll do it someday too, and I'm very proud of them because they're both such an inspiration.
Well, the Sutter name was on the cup twice prior to this season, and now we double that and put it on 4 times, and who knows, the Stanley Cup might become the Sutter Cup. Thanks, brothers. Now, we have Dennis Potvin, the New York Islander captain, 2 assists tonight. I want to talk about the greatness of this team because it's got to be going through your mind, and other people will be trying to compare 3-time champions to Montreal's 4-time champions or 5-time champions. You want to try it for me?
All I can tell you right now is that it'd be very difficult for me to, you know, not to sort of blow our own horn now. What I'm going to do is read every newspaper I can get my hands on tomorrow and let all the other people tell us how great we are, and then I'll have a better opinion of ourselves comparing.
Is it a dynasty? Do you feel that way, that after 3 years, hey, you've had this thing and maybe nobody else knows what it's like?
More so than the players here now. The organization is preparing for 5-6 years down the road when a lot of us may be gone. And all of those young players who look like Brent Sutter, you know, and Billy Carroll and Dwayne Sutter, all those young guys are all going to be taking over our jobs pretty soon. And they're so well bred, they're fitting right into the mold. And we got a lot of young players coming up. This organization can't help but be excellent for years and years to come. That's where the dynasty starts, with the organization, with the effort of the players right here who started it.
Forgive me, but are you going to be part of the organization?
Who knows? I better get a contract signed first, huh?
Okay. Thank you to the captain, star defenseman of the New York Islanders, Dennis Potvin. Bucknet and Canada will return in just a moment.
Fresh air. For 50 years, we've been improving the way we move it underground. The payoff for Canadian miners is a cleaner, healthier, and safer working environment. Now, this little device should take us even further. It's a kind of weather vane that's so sensitive, workers can actually see how air is moving from half a mile away. It could soon form part of an even better controlled atmosphere system for Canada's mines. It's another advance in mine safety technology, and it's one we thought you should know.
Moving to Calgary.
We need to sell our house here, buy a house there.
Honey, what we need is a miracle.
One miracle coming up.
We're taking off our jackets,
Across Canada, count on our VIP referral service
rolling up our sleeves,
to make moving easier.
putting the strength of #1 behind you.
We find homes.
We sell homes.
We're
North America's #1 top seller, Century 21.
Somebody's got a special cargo.
Somebody's muffler's hanging low.
Somebody's got a mommy waiting.
I know where to go.
Meet somebody, come to Speedy.
I've got 6 special reasons to bring my muffler problems to Speedy. And they all have to be home by 5 o'clock.
Meet somebody, Speedy, come to Speedy, place to go. Meet somebody, Speedy, come to Speedy, place to go. Meet somebody.
Thrust into the head coaching position with the Vancouver Canucks very late in the season. What a job this man did, Roger Nielsen. Roger, my congratulations to you and the Vancouver Canucks for just a remarkable season.
Thank you, Steve. We played, I think, as well as we could in this series, and you know, the Islanders are a great team, and in the end, it was their power play that did us in.
I know that you must feel frustration at this point because you played so well to get this far and then to go out in 4 straight.
That was tough. We thought we could beat them here, but they're a great team, and when you get by their defense, you've got to try to get it by Billy Smith, and he played an outstanding series as well. So we're second best anyway.
I think Gary Dornehieffer hit it right on the head when he said that he thought the Vancouver Canucks forced the New York Islanders to play their best hockey.
Well, that may be, but our team, we thought we could come in here and win our home games at least and get back to the island. So it's really disappointing, but the way the Islanders played, they don't give you much room to move. But we told our guys after to keep their heads high. They had done everything they could, and it was a good effort.
Roger, I know you look forward to next season. You've got a team loaded with potential.
Well, the team should have a lot more confidence now, and I think we're looking forward to next season already.
Okay, our thanks to Roger Nielsen, the head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Now let's go back to Dave Potter.
With me in the New York Islander dressing room is the biggest boss of the Islanders. You hear Bill Torrey and Al Arbour referred that way, but this is Mr. John O. Pickett, who is the owner of the New York Islanders, and as some coaches of this team and some players had problems in the past, so did you, and I guess this makes it worth it 3 times over, huh?
Well, it certainly does. The third time is just as sweet as the first time. We're so proud of the entire organization. You mentioned Bill Torrey and Al Arbour, but he's the greatest group of guys in the world, and they've put more effort forward in this series where they were expected to win, but there's more pressure on them when that happens, and you just can't say enough for them. Vancouver, they should be very proud. Although they lost, we've had a tremendous reception here in the city. It's a great city, and they've got a great franchise, and I want to congratulate them for a fine year up to this point on the thing.
You are known for the fact, and praised for the fact, too, that this isn't something you do a lot, get in the public eye, and as such, nobody's going to accuse you of meddling in this organization. You've obviously decided that's the way to do it and prefer to do it that way. Tell us something about why you think this team can be this successful and probably remain this way for a while.
Well, I'll give you 2 quick reasons, Bill Torrey and Al Arbour. Now, if you can start with that, and then you take some great talent that Jerry Eman and Jimmy Devellano have brought into the organization. We have a great organization from the top down all the way through. It's a small organization, but very efficient, very enthusiastic. I just think we're going to be in there for the next 8 to 10 years at least. We may not win it, but we're going to give our fans in New York a hell of a thrill, and that's what it's all about.
They'll be cheering on Long Island, across Canada, and in parts of Texas, too, perhaps. Congratulations.
So. Thank you very much.
To the owner of the Islanders, John Pickett. Stanley Cup 82 will return in just a moment.
Me and Eloise couldn't get along without the CGE air cleaner. See, Eloise doesn't like cigar smoke and hates the smell of boiled cabbage. So, smoking smells in here, fresh, clean air out here works good. As a matter of fact, the CGE air cleaner and deodorizer is the only thing that keeps Eloise and me together. Ain't it, my little flower?
We bring good things to life.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Say it again.
We treat you right.
Now it's twice as nice when 2 of your favorite flavors, hot fudge and hot butterscotch, come together in one delightful treat. The Double Delight.
Say it again.
The Double Delight.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Spend a little time with Sanyo, and you'll have the time of your life. It's a big sound that goes a long way. That's never missing your favorite play. It's a meal prepared while you're away. It's enjoying sports in a big way. Spend a little time with Sanyo, a little time of your life. 'Cause Sanyo makes life's good things better.
You're looking now at a very busy area here at the Pacific Coliseum. It is the media center where they're holding press conferences right now. And with me, King Richard Brodeur, the Vancouver Canucks. What a story Richard posted for the Vancouver Canucks. Richard, I know you have to be disappointed after playing so well throughout the playoffs.
Well, we wanted to win a big game here for our fans, because you can't hear them in the background over there. They still keep going, and I think, we tried hard, but I think you got to give credit to the New York Islanders. They came here and they gave us 1 goal. So what can you say? Their defensive was so great, and I think, that power play came up big to them, and that was the story.
Richard, I know you wanted to beat the New York Islanders perhaps more than anybody because you were a former New York Islander.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, I know a lot of guys on that team, but my heart is in Vancouver, and I was playing out there, you know, for Vancouver. I wasn't playing against New York. I was playing for Vancouver, and it'll always be like that. If they gave me 10 years, it'll be 10 years.
Richard, the future for the Vancouver Canucks is very rosy indeed.
Well, it's really bright right now. We got, you know, a good group of guys here working hard, and we got some good young kid, you know, coming up. You know, and I think it'll be a great mixture. And you know, the only things that come there now, it's positive things. You know, so if you look at it this way, you know, we got a great future.
Richard, congratulations on an absolutely outstanding season with the Canucks.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's go to Dave Hodge, who's standing by with Butch Goring.
Last year's Conn Smythe Trophy recipient is this year's winning assistant coach. Does that make it a little different? You want to take all the credit for the strategy and everything?
No, I don't think I can take that much credit for that. It's just as big a thrill. I'm happy for Mike Bossy because I know what a thrill it was for me, and certainly he had a tremendous playoff series. And you know, winning it again for the third time, it's another great thrill.
There has to be an oldest player on every team, and you're it. Now is obviously not the time to want to give this up because it's so much fun, but along the way, you had a bit of a struggle this year. I think we can admit that. Are there thoughts about how much longer you might want to try to win this thing?
Heck, you know, when you're riding a big wave, there's no sense getting off the wave now. There's no question about that. But no, I haven't given it too much thought. Like you said, I struggle a little bit, but when you got as many good players on this hockey team as we do, you're allowed a little struggle here and there. And I don't foresee any changes in the near future as far as I'm concerned. If the boys are willing to carry me to the finals, I'm willing to ride along.
How about coaching them to another one in this role, whether on skates or not? Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely. It's always a thrill, you know. It's people say the first one's better, second one's better. Heck, at the end of the season, you're looking for the end, and this is a tremendous way to climax it all.
Congratulations to Butch Goring, who scored the first goal of tonight's clinching win. And we'll now bring your boss up here, the head coach of the Islanders, Al Arbour. If you could take Butch's place here. If this keeps on, the fingers are going to run out, and you're going to need toes for the Stanley Cup rings. This is 7 of them, and a lot of memories packed into them, and some immediate ones about this team.
Well, this team is a great club. You know, we struggled at the end of the season, the last week or 2 weeks of the season, and we struggled at the beginning, but we put it back together, and we did what we had to do. We made a lot of adjustments from teams to teams that we played, but it just proved the character of our team. It's a great hockey club, and the greatest character I've ever seen on a group of players.
Is the thought of the word and the team Pittsburgh rolling around in your head now to realize how close you came to not being here?
I'll tell you, I'd like to kiss the fellow that put that rule in this year so I could warm up a goaltender for 2 minutes and give everybody a rest. And, you know, we were fortunate we made it through that. It looked like pretty dim there for a while, but our greasy jet, John Tonelli, came through for us in regulation time and overtime.
Apart from that, Al, it seems to be getting easier. You beat Philadelphia in 6, you beat Minnesota in 5, and now you've beaten Vancouver in 4. Do you get any thought that it's easier to add on to the first one?
No, this is, for me as a coach, this is the toughest one of the 3. We started off at the end of the season and Bossy got hurt, and we had 3 or 4 other players that were hurt, and it seemed that every game something else happened. So there had to be a lot of juggling around. We covered up a lot of things, and it was tough, but we started to play better. The 5th game against the Rangers, our team started to put things together. It's always a concern. You know, we had 11 players that have played in that tournament and have been playing hockey since last August. So I was kind of concerned of, you know, a little fatigue setting in.
How much longer might you be doing this? I mean coaching, not winning Stanley Cups.
Well, I don't know. I'm taking it one at a time, and I just like to enjoy this one a great deal.
I shouldn't have corrected myself because as long as you coach, you might be winning Stanley Cups. There might be no difference. Al, congratulations and enjoy this one.
Thank you very much.
Al Arbour, who won 4 Stanley Cup rings as a player and now has 3 as a coach. Let us join Steve Armitage.
Thank you very much, Dave Hodge. That brings to a close the 81-82 season, and I think you'll agree a very interesting season, certainly for the Canadian teams. In Quebec, they'll be talking about that Boston series for many, many years to come. Montreal, big surprise going out so quickly. Toronto, frustration once again for the Leafs and their many fans. Winnipeg, turnaround would be the word to describe the situation there. In Calgary, disappointment after a team that had so much potential the year before. Edmonton, shock. What a great regular season, but shock going out so quickly in the playoffs. In Vancouver, the single word would have to be elation. What a tremendous job Harry Neal, Jake Milford, and Roger Nielsen did in putting this club together. Yes, it was indeed the year of Wayne Gretzky, the great Mr. G, 212 points, an amazing athlete. And of course, full credit to the New York Islanders winning their third straight Stanley Cup. They had tremendous pressure on them, and they came through. At this time, we'd like to thank our major sponsors for Hockey Night in Canada: Molson's, Ford, General Electric, and Canadian Tire. We'd like to thank our Hockey Night in Canada crews and you, the viewers, who make it all possible. There have been times this season when we probably upset you. We try to please you, and I think we always entertain you. And of course, the hockey season really isn't over yet. We have the junior draft coming up in June, just around the corner. The name of Brian Bellows is being tossed around as a first pick in the NHL draft. We can't guarantee that if you're watching tonight, Brian, but there is one thing we can pretty well guarantee. When you get into the NHL, you'll be interviewed right here on Hockey Night in Canada. And now for all of us, the hard-working, very professional crews on Hockey Night in Canada, I'm Steve Armitage. Good night from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada, brought to you by Molson, brewers of Molson Canadian, the great Canadian breakaway. Canadian General Electric.
We bring good things to life.
Canadian Tire, where you'll find a lot more than tires. And by Ford of Canada. At Ford, quality is job one, right down the line. Hockey Night in Canada is protected by copyright. Unauthorized use by any means, in whole or in part, is not permitted.
This is CBC,